Here is tonight's starting lineup for the visiting Geneva Red Wings. Leading off, the second baseman number 4, Birch Herring Jackson. Batting second, the third baseman number 42, William Can. Batting third, the right fielder number 41, Andrew Eppinger. Batting fourth, the designated hitter number 32, Ethan Stidler. Batting fifth, the extra hitter number 25, Ryan Knight. Batting sixth, the left fielder number 6, Brandon Duffy. Batting seventh, the first baseman number 30, Daniel Solara. Batting eighth, the catcher number 28, Brandon Bone. Batting ninth, the center fielder number 40, Nate Milk. Batting 10th, the shortstop number 5, Cooper Boyle. And on the mound for the visiting Geneva Red Wings, number 15, Nate Hoppus. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Easton Rapp and Ron Kolsky to who out tonight's ceremonial first pitch. Ron Kolsky has been on the Greater Chicago Board of Directors for over 30 years and is also the founder of the Jamestown Lakers Select and Special Hockey Team. He brought over his Laker players to throw the first pitch with him. Fans, the starting lineup for your 2023 Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by Wegmans, where every day you get our best. And now, ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet and make some noise for the starting lineup for your Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Leading off the shortstop from Western Michigan University, number 38, Grady Mee. Batting second, the second baseman from Princeton University, number 11, Tommy Googins. Batting third, the center fielder from Pioneer College, number 39, Zach Kent. Batting fourth, the third baseman from Princeton, number 44, Jake Gurnall. Batting fifth, the right fielder from Geneva University, number 28, Luke Fuller. Batting sixth, the listening hitter from Pitt Crawford, number 7, Evan Farrell. Batting seventh, the first baseman from East Stroudsburg University, number 24, Colin Houck. Batting eighth, the extra hitter from the University of Tampa, number 9, Hayden Wallace.
Two channels, so back-to-back home games coming up. The next one is going to also be tomorrow evening, and Jamestown looking to end a two-game skid, and they need to snap it sooner rather than later. They're in the thick of the Western Division.
Yeah, they lost 3 of their last 5 games, and that's not exactly great, but you got to remember they were doing really good. They won, as you know, we were the intro with us at the end. That was 3 straight, but that actually turned into 5 straight, it looks like, on my notes.
Yes, it was.
And that is, you know, 5 games, at any point in the season is pretty good, but we do have the national anthem coming on. So
yes, we do, Max. So Skunk fans, we'll see you on the other side. Your Jamestown Tarp Skunks taking on the Geneva Red Wings on WRFA. We'll see you all on the other side.
Remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem by Derek DeVillager.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, with so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, so once again, that was the national anthem, and we actually caught the name of the anthem singer, Derek DeVillager. We've had quite a few different singers and artists do renditions of the national anthem, but we got the starting lineups. We're going to start with the road team, Geneva Red Wings. They're looking to get out of the cellar. They took over Newark's spot from it because they were in last for quite a while, but now it's the Red Wings. It'll be Birch Herring Jackson leading it off at second base. Then it'll be Dylan Can. Yes, that's his last name, C-A-N, playing at third base. Andrew Eppinger, the right fielder, batting third. DH Ethan Swidler batting in the cleanup spot. Then from 5 to 10, Ryan Knight, the extra hitter. Brandon Gelpy, the left fielder. Dan Scalaro, the first baseman. Brandon McGain behind the dish. Nate Milk, the center fielder. And the shortstop, Cooper Loyal. And their starting pitcher is Nick Pappas. I wonder if he might be related to longtime Cub pitcher Milt Pappas, but we obviously don't know that. But lineup for your Skunks, though. The man with the golden wheels, the team leader in stolen bases, usually the leadoff guy, and he is today. He's the greedy guy, number 38, Grady Mee. Batting in the 2 spot, part of the Ivy League quartet, the second baseman, number 11, Tommy Googins. Then in center field, batting in the 3rd spot, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, but does not need a telephone booth to change into his uniform, Superman, Zach Kent. And then it'll be Jake Kernodle, the third baseman, batting in the cleanup spot. Then from 5 to 10, Luke Fuller, who's in right field, Evan Frahella, the DH, Colin Houck, the first baseman, Aiden Wallace, the extra hitter, Ryan Middleman behind the dish, Alex Alstrom, the left fielder, and the starting pitcher for your Skunks. No need to play Baker Street for him. The man on it is number 33, Will Saxonmeyer.
Yeah, and Will, he started out the season playing 4 games. All 4 of them were starts, and he's gone through 14 1/3 innings with a 17 hits allowed and 8 runs, 6 of them being earned. He's got a nice ERA at a steady 3.77. Not terrible, not great either, though.
For a starter, though, that's decent.
That's all right, especially in a league like today.
So it's going to be Herring Jackson, the second baseman, leading it off. And usually, from what we've seen, the leadoff guy is usually the ones that have the flames in the back of their shoes. First pitch by Saxonmeyer right down the pipe for strike 1. Yeah, so I do apologize for any of the loyal fans of the broadcast with myself on the headset, but it was a hectic week at my other job as the next pitch was inside for a ball. So, yeah, my other job, I worked late shift at a gas station, and I got out at 8 a.m. and woke up a little late, but am back now, and it's great to be back as the next pitch was low in the dirt, making the count 2-1.
Yeah, slipping behind is Saxonmeyer.
2-1 pitch. That one fouled off over the top of the press box. 2-2.
I was looking down. I heard it, and I saw the catcher look back, and I got a little scared. I thought I was going to get hit in the face.
Well, it was on the opposite end on the right, so we were all right. Seriously, though, one of these games for the end of the season, we have to bring our mitts. 2-2 count. Next pitch by Saxonmeyer. Oh, just outside. Count goes forward. Saxonmeyer had that little look of disdain right there, but it wasn't a full count pitch, so it wasn't ball 4, but he still has a chance to get the first out. Here's the payoff. It's going to be a chopper over to third, but it's going to go foul.
Good hands by the third base coach. Yeah, Middleman wanted that strikeout pitch, too. It looked pretty good to me, but
umpire discretion.
Yeah.
And as I like to say, the umpire's got the better view, but Max, we've got the best spot in the house.
Yes, we do.
Nah, it's not the grandstands, it's the press box. That's the best spot. Payoff take 2, and that's low, ball 4. So Herring Jackson will enjoy a birch beer along with a nice fish and chip meal as he will get on the first of the free pass, and now it will be Dylan Can, the third baseman, coming up the bat.
Birch over there on first base. He has a small lead. He doesn't have any stolen bases on the year so far.
Next pitch is outside for a ball. Taking a look, though, at Can's numbers.
He's got one of the better batting averages on the team, a .333.
Well, the catch is he does only have 3 at-bats, so probably one of the newest members of the Red Wings, but it's off to a solid start as the next pitch is low for ball 2. This is something that's been occasionally problematic with some of the Jamestown pitching. Sometimes a lot of walks get issued, and we've even had a couple pitchers that have had trouble with trying not to bean the batter. But 2-0 on the way, that one inside, making it ball 3, and Saxonmeyer in serious trouble issuing back-to-back base on balls. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Well, the problem here is it seems as though, he's probably a bit flustered after that non-strike call.
3-0 pitch. That one hits the outside corner, strike 1. So Saxonmeyer keeps this at-bat duel alive. And
Yeah, Can and his fellow teammates did not like that call. They're actually saying for him to grab the sand wedge. That's a golf reference there if you don't know that.
I know the names of some clubs. That one swung on and missed, and the count goes full.
You, me, and Jason are going to have to go golfing, Norm.
I've gone golfing a couple times, but sometimes, even if it's just a driving range, as long as you're outside. Oh, pickoff move, and it's a back throw. And Jackson's going to head over to second base. And honestly, not a good throw there by Saxonmeyer. And had he had that on point to Houck, Jackson would have been nailed. He had a suicide lead, and he would have been dead as a doornail had that been a good throw.
Yeah, he was jumping around, and it was a good pickoff move. He just couldn't put the throw on the money. It was a little bit low, and Hauk just couldn't put a handle on it, and now we got a runner on second base, and not a situation you want to be if you're on the mound.
Payoff pitch. Chopper over to third. Kernodle fields it. He'll check Jackson. But the throw to first isn't plenty of time for the first out. And now will be Eppinger, the right fielder.
Now the batting box for the Red Wings. The right fielder, number 44.
Eppinger has a 235 batting average so far on the year. Not great, but definitely better than some of his teammates. He's got that through 17 at-bats, and if you can do quick math, unlike me, that's 4 hits.
Next pitch on the way. This one's into right, but it's going to sail foul into the Red Wing bullpen. Eppinger got a good lick of it, but it was hooking and hooking. There was no way in the world that was going to stay fair. Strike one.
I'm curious to see how much of that was the spin on the ball and how much of that was the wind, because it did seem like the wind is picking up a little bit over there.
That's what I was thinking. So count 0-1 here as Eppinger looks to drive in the first run of the game. Jackson in scoring position off the throwing error by Saxonmeyer. Next pitch on the way is outside for a ball, evening the count 1-1.
If you're in the batter's box, you're looking to put the ball in some green grass as the pitch comes in, and he swings it, and a hot shot to the third baseman, snagged right in front of his face. Good play by Kernodle. They couldn't get the out at second.
Still, that's a good out number 2, and give Kernodle some lifetime supply of noodles for that catch. He had to put the glove right to his face.
That is a hot shot. That is why they call it the hot corner.
So now it'll be the cleanup guy, Ethan Swidler, the DH. Swidler, from taking a look at his numbers, pretty good for the team.
Yeah, it got 282 through 39 at bats, and that's he seems to be like the utility guy that they got there, just kind of plug and play, and anywhere in the lineup he'll deliver.
Next pitch hits the heart of the plate, strike one.
Yeah, these Red Wings are not liking this strike zone.
As long as it's consistent on both ends, though, maybe they'll calm down a little bit, but we'll just have to wait and see when the Skunks come up to bat. 0-1 delivery, that one way outside, but a nice catch by Middleman there to even the count 1-1.
Yeah, when I used to be an umpire, I would always give shins to shoulders instead of the traditional, and then 2 balls inside, 2 balls outside.
1-1 pitch, that one low, 2-1.
I should probably say that I was an umpire for Little League and just like a little bit beyond that. So
I think you told me a little bit about it last season, possibly.
Yeah.
Like, we've had our share of conversations about that stuff even before games. But here's the 2-1. That one hits the heart of the plate. Strike 2, evens the count, triple deuces on the board. Saxonmeyer 1 strike away from having a shutout inning.
And it'll be a rough shutout inning, but it'll be a shutout inning nonetheless, and that's all that matters.
It's not always going to be pretty and smooth. Triple deuces, 2-2, 2 outs. And that one outside, ball 3, full count. And should Swidler get on base, the extra hitter, Ryan Knight, is on deck. He is up next to bat.
Payoff pitch here. Nothing matters except for the batter and the pitcher.
Here's the payoff. And that's going to be a chopper over to short. Me fields it cleanly. Throw over to first in time. It wasn't you, Skunks fans. It was Grady Me. So, wasn't pretty, but Saxonmeyer does get a shutout inning. Skunks coming up the bat very soon. But first, Max, as always, I'm going to shift it over to you.
Yeah, no runs on no hits, but 1 error on the pickoff move. But I'd like to remind you guys that support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you in part by Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group is celebrating over 50 years of serving automotive needs for of the greater Jamestown community with an excellent customer buying and ownership experience. All repair facilities have experienced and factory-trained technicians with state-of-the-art equipment for all automotive needs, no matter what engine type, gas, diesel, or electric. Schultz Auto Group, a proud supporter of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball and WRFA. For more information, call 1-866-931-2998 or visit schultzauto.com. Norm, back to you.
Max, as always, thank you very much. As, again, it's Nick Pappas. That's the starting pitcher for the Geneva Red Wings, and he's going to have a tricky starting 3 to deal with. Again, they're going to be me, Googans, and Kent that are due up. And Grady Me, he is the leader in stolen bases on the team, and I would think one of the top base stealers in the league. he does have 13 steals, but also there's another guy with 13, and that's Zach Kent. So don't let his batting average fool you of 163. He knows how to get on base. There are 2 or 3 guys with double-digit steals. The other one, who was the hero against Niagara the last game we called together, Braden Johnson, he's got 10.
Yeah, not only does me have savvy base running ability, but he also has a really good batting average with a 3.38, and you know, that's beyond remarkable. 300 is kind of where you want to be. That's a good batter.
I would say even if it's like around 280.
Yeah, 280 is good, and then you know 300 is really good, but then 338 is where no matter what you do, it feels like you're always sleeping good at night, and everything just tastes so much better.
So it's the greedy man, Grady me coming up to bat. If he gets on base, you better look out because, again, he's a co-leader of 13 steals.
Can at third place is playing bunt defense, it looks like. Kind of worried about me dropping one down.
Hey, he's got the speed to lay one out and leg it out for an infield base hit. But first pitch is right down the pipe for a strike 1. And for a while, though, me was at around the 400 average, but 338 still very solid. And eventually batters do show that they're human after all. Next pitch by Pappas is outside, ball 1.
Just looking at it now, this strike zone does seem to be pretty consistent, so no complaints from me so far.
Count even at 1-1. Next pitch on the way. And me pops this one up. As we like to say, Max Rexman, I don't think this one has the distance, and caught there in left field for the first out by Gelpy. So now it will be Tommy Googans, the second baseman.
Yeah, that's the big problem with swinging, trying to get a line drive. Sometimes if you swing hard enough and you get right under it, it just goes straight up, and it keeps going up, and it keeps going up, and no way that anyone drops it. So no complaints, nothing bad, just an easy fly out to the left fielder.
So Googans, another one having a solid year, 12 hits, 44 at-bats, and he does also have 10 RBIs, which is good for third in the team, as the next pitch is outside for a ball. But don't let that fool you, because Googans does also have 5 steals. He knows how to get on base, and he's also got good speed.
Yeah, if you look at his batting stance, that's all you need to know is he takes one, I guess not outside, but on the outside corner for strike 1.
Or I beg your pardon, I looked at it wrong. Googans actually does lead the team in RBIs. He's got a dozen. And not too far behind is Garth with 11, and Johnson has 10. This one's hit the center field, and hustling under it and making the catch is Nate Milk for the second out. So Pappas has a chance for a 1-2-3 inning, and Zach Kent will look to allow that to not happen again. Even though his batting average is only, taking a look here, even though it's only at 163, 7 hits and 43 at-bats, he has been walked 5 times. He has been hit by a pitch 4 times. And he's made the most of it. Again, he's tied with me for the team lead with 13 steals.
Yeah, 13 is still a lot.
Especially in today's game of baseball, as the next pitch is low for ball 1. And I'll say, I like that they made in the MLB the bags a little bit bigger. It promotes it. Acuna's already got 41 steals for the All-Star break. But here's the 1-0, and that hits the outside corner for a strike 1.
And then you got a guy stealing 3 bases and 2 pitches. That was just
Ellie
crazy.
De La Cruz. Next pitch on the way. This one's popped up, and anybody around in the vicinity duck, but third baseman underneath it, and can prove he makes the catch for the third and final out. Skunks go 1-2-3 offensively. 1 inning complete. Score still 0-0. Second inning coming up in a moment right here on WRFA.
We'll have more live Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball in just a moment, but right now it's time to meet one of the Tarp Skunks right here on WRFA.
My name is Henry Juwan, and I'm a catcher. I'm from Big Flats, New York, and I play for Williams College. I'm a double major in econ and statistics. I'm sure what exactly I want to do with that, but probably something in the financial field. My favorite player is Anthony Rizzo, and my favorite team is the New York Yankees.
Do you, or did you, play any other sport?
Yes, I did. I played basketball and football in high school, and I also played football my freshman year of college. But yeah, currently just a baseball player.
What do you like to do when not playing baseball?
I like hanging out with my dog. I like fishing, golfing. Yeah, that's about it.
What's your favorite baseball memory?
Favorite baseball memory was probably winning a regional championship in high school, going to the state final four. That was pretty cool. But also, I did hit a home run in my first college game. That's up there too. So.
What do you like best about playing for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks?
You know, it's just really high-level baseball, and it's a really cool atmosphere. You know, I've had a good time with it so far. So, looking forward to more good nights.
Sounds good. Anything else to add?
Go Skunks.
You're listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball right here on WRSALP 107.9 FM in Jamestown.
Top of the second about to start here at Diethrick Park. Score was tie. The Skunks went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, and Saxonmeyer about to work his second inning as the batters due up for the Red Wings are Knight, Galpy, and Scalaro. So Saxonmeyer's first pitch to start inning number 2 is low and inside for ball 1.
Knight's doing pretty good in the scoring department, considering he's scored 8 times and he's only got 9 hits, as he fouls one off straight back into the grandstand.
Well, you and I have talked about it before, and I know you've agreed with me pretty much the whole time, and it's okay to strike out, but at least take a few swings. Next pitch hits the heart of the dish for strike 2, making it a 1-2 count.
The unfortunate thing for the Tarp Skunks is that, you know, that 1-2-3 inning all but disproves it, as he swung on and missed for strike 3 on a nice curveball, and it looked like. And
yes, it was. And Saxonmeyer keeping it nice and saxy right there with some class for his first strikeout of the game. And if I can say the final line in the film, The Color of Money, hey, I'm back. As Brandon Galpy, the left fielder, is up the bat. Next pitch by Saxonmeyer is outside for, oh no, I beg your pardon, outside corner, strike 1. The way that looked, it looked like it was going to be ruled outside, but it does go in Saxonmeyer's favor.
yeah, he might not have been able to hit that with an oar.
Well, here's the 0-1. That one this time is outside for a ball to even the count.
Hearing the complaints of the Red Wings saying, oh, wasn't that a strike 2?
1-1 pitch. This one's going over into right. Fuller hustling down the field and makes the catch for the first out. Or the second out, excuse me. So now it'll be Dan Scalaro, the first baseman, and Saxonmeyer has a chance for a 1-2-3 inning. First inning, he only faced 4 batters. The minimum that you want to have at least 5 or less per inning. That's my thought.
Yeah, mine too. That's you know, that's pretty reasonable.
Saxonmeyer's next pitch right down the pipe, strike 1.
It looked like a cutter to me. It almost looked like it was going to hit the elbow of the batter, and then it just ducked right into the zone.
Next one is fouled off for strike 2, and you know who actually was famous for a cutter, though? Your former team's closer, Mariano Rivera.
Yeah. He had a good cutter and a sinker. I mean, that was just unhittable.
Well, here's the 0-2 by Saxonmeyer. This one's going into the gap in right center, but going under it is Kent, and he makes the catch. Again, he doesn't need the cape, and how about a 1-2-3 inning for Saxonmeyer? Cue the Sax line to who can it be now after an inning and a half. Score still 0-0, Max. Once again, take it on over.
Thank you very much. No runs on no hits, nobody left on base. And I'd like to remind you guys that support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball is brought to you in part by Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency. The Chautauqua County IDA is an economic development organization authorized and empowered by New York State to make Chautauqua County a better place to work, live, and visit. The IDA facilitates development by attracting new businesses, and it also promotes the retention and expansion of existing businesses. And it also offers businesses assistance in the forms of tax abatements, low-interest loans, and bond financing, all of which enhance the opportunities for job creation and retention across Chautauqua County. The Chautauqua County IDA, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFA. For more information, call 716-661-8900 or visit ccida.com. And Norm, we got one of the greatest games I've ever seen of basket toss from the grandstand, and I would just say I would love to just, you know, from our press box, just throw some stuff into the basket. But you know what? I don't think they'd let us do that.
I go Jackie Moon on it. Maybe kiss the paper one time for good luck, and then Granny toss the paper.
What are you doing?
I'm
That's how he shoots free throws.
I'm really good at throwing newspapers in the basket. So, last warm-up pitch, though, is thrown, and the batters up is going to be Kernodle, he, Fuller, and Frahella are due up. And Kernodle, he actually does lead the team in round trippers. He's got 2, and he's got the only 2 as well for the Skunks.
Yeah, he does have a little bit of a lower batting average at around, as I got it written down, 216, but not terrible for the league that we're in.
Oh, by no means. But here's the next pitch by Pappas, and it's outside for a ball. Yeah, Kernodle started off the year wearing number 15, but now he's permanently number 44, and he's also the only Skunk with a white jersey that has no tail in the back of it, which is pretty strange to look at, but it is a nice view because you can see what the number is. The next pitch is fouled off to even the count.
Is that a spoiler for the jerseys of next year, maybe, or?
Who knows? Maybe.
It would make it would make this job a little bit easier.
It'd also be cool if they had the last names on them too, but sometimes that's not the case. But here's the 1-1. Right down the pipe, strike 2.
Lots of avenues that Pappas can go to on the mound here. Curveball in the dirt or maybe elevated fastball.
1-2, and Kernodle clearly aborted that check swing, so count goes even at 2s.
Looks like it was a curveball in the dirt, and it was about a 58-foot breaking ball, if I would have to be exact.
I will say, though, it's a good waist pitch. It's worth it.
Almost got him.
Here's the 2-2. That one upstairs. Count goes full.
Almost got him there, too. Almost like he was in auto swing mode there for a second.
So full count, no outs. So far, both teams and no runs or hits. Here's the payoff by Pappas. And that one's low. Ball 4 and outside. I had a feeling that Kernodle may have gotten rung up on that one, but he'll take the free pass to first, and it'll be Luke Fuller up to bat, the right fielder.
Yeah, Luke Fuller, he's got a 185, which is below that Mendoza line, but from what I've seen from him, the games that I've broadcasted, he's always been pretty big in some clutch spots. He's got 27 at-bats and 5 hits, and he's scored twice. So at least he's scored twice, right? Because I haven't scored in this league yet.
Well, Fuller's also done well as a pitcher when he's been called upon to the rubber, as the next pitch was outside for ball 1. He's one of a few players that plays position and pitches. Colin Houck's actually another guy who pitches, besides playing first.
You know who else does? Shohei Ohtani.
Well, he's a DH. Big difference.
He plays right field sometimes.
He's mainly a DH, though, as the next pitch is outside for a ball, making it 2-0. Well, there was another guy that actually started playing the outfield because he wanted more playing time. I'm sure you remember Michael Lorenzen.
Mm-hmm.
He was occasionally used as a pinch hitter for the Reds, and he could rake. Not one of the best pitchers, but he could hit a baseball. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's hit the left, but it's going to go way foul.
Got a hold of that one, though.
Wide left, as Florida State fans would say.
Now, here's a question for you, Norm.
Lay it on me.
Why do you think there aren't that – I've only counted one switch pitcher, right?
Pat Venditti.
Yeah. Why do you think there aren't more?
Maybe their pitchers aren't comfortable trying to use their other arm, or maybe it's slightly weaker. But here's the next one, and nearly got caught there by Loyal, but it tips off the top of his glove. So first hit of the game for either team, and the Skunks in a good situation here, as Evan Frahella, like in the words of Jason, he'll try to take Geneva Frahellen back and get a run on the board.
Good hit, nice line drive, just barely out of reach for Loyal. And unfortunate for the Red Wings, but just tips off the glove, and, that's baseball for you,
Sometimes it's a game, like football, it's a game of inches.
I don't know. I think football is a game of yards, 100 yards to be exact.
Frahella's going to bunt down, but
and it's missed. But he did pull back in time, so it looks to be a ball.
That was dangerously close because it looked like he had it around past the halfway part of home plate, but he must have aborted it just in the nick of time. So it's in his favor for right now, 1-0. If you were at bat right now, what location would you bunt it at if you chose to lay one down?
Well, the first baseman is looking pretty adamant that there's going to be a bunt, as he took strike one on the outside corner. Honestly, I might go right back up to the pitcher, try and put it in the just beyond the dirt circle, maybe in the left field line.
Pappas checking Coronado at second. Here's the 1-1. Outside 2-1.
What you got to remember though is when you're sack bunting, it's less like you're not trying to put it in a specific spot. You're trying to hit it where it's pitched. So if it's on the outside corner, you put it down the first base line. If it's on the inside corner, you put it down the third base line.
Let's see what he does here on this 2-1 pitch. That one in the dirt, ball 3. So Skunks, they have an opportunity to possibly have the bases jammed here with nobody out and a guy who can bring power with his bat, Colin Houck, on deck.
We might even see a hit and run here, a double steal.
Wouldn't hurt.
I
They've
might
been
doubt
successful with it. Count is 3-1. It's the green light for Frahella. Next pitch by Pappas. And this one is going into shallow center. Milk chasing it down, makes the catch, and Coronado will stay put. But the good news for Jamestown is it's only their first out, and it'll be Colin Houck, the first baseman, coming up the bat.
Unfortunately, just not far enough to advance the runner, which would have been oh so crucial at this point in time. But still, only one down. You got a runner in scoring position. You got a runner on first. The last thing you need right now is a double play, but I like the chances of them scoring a run here.
I think Houck's due for an RBI or two right here. As Pappas gets the sign from Bagain. Here's the next pitch. That one low, ball 1. Taking a look here for Colin Houck.
261
He does have
batting
6.
average.
6 RBIs.
And he's got 6 RBI. He might be able to make it 7, 8, or even 9 here.
That depends how timing-wise he can hit the ball. Pappas will take a long look at second. Houck fouls it off. 1-1.
Got the Pew crew chanting along with the grandstand.
Oh, yeah, like the 2 games I had off where my mentor, Tom Ames, was working with Zeke Abbey. I actually had the chance to hang out with the Pew crew. They are a good group of people. Houck hits this one into deep left. Milk trying to chase it, and he'll make the catch. Good hustle there by Nate Milk, but that double steal attempt may have backfired that hit and run, because had they have stayed put, Coronado could have possibly tagged up the third, but the runners are back in their regular positions with 2 outs. Houck with the long out number 2, and now it's going to be Aiden Wallace, the extra hitter.
Yeah, you could just hear Michael Cavey screaming backtrack, not quite the wall, as he was about an arm's length away from the wall when he made that catch. He probably could have, spit on the wall. I don't know why he would want to, but he probably could have if he did.
Well, Wall still has a chance to produce something, as the next pitch is outside for a ball. Yeah, this is another thing Jamestown has had some difficulty with throughout the season. Though they get it done a lot more in the later part of the games, they also need to work on taking advantage of these situations early on as well, because you want to strike while the iron is hot. But the way that it's been looking sometimes, when you forge that sword and fire and then you take a hack at it with the mallet, it breaks.
Mm-hmm.
As a good block there by Bagain to avoid it going to the backstop makes the count 2-0.
They just unfortunately don't work deep into counts, and they're not aggressive enough, or they're overly aggressive in the batter's box, and they can't get the early hook for the starting pitcher, and that's really kind of what is their drawback.
Next pitch outside, 3-0 count, and if Wallace gets on base, Ryan Middleman is on deck. Throughout the season, speaking of Middleman, one of the 4 catchers that the Skunks use, he is a starter behind the dish today. I talked to Jason about this in one of our past broadcasts where he and I did the game. I'll say, from seeing he, Frahella, Juwan, and Servia behind the dish, I said this to him, and I'll say it to you. I think they've all done very well filling the gigantic shoes of Johnny Campus.
They definitely have, as that is ball 4, loading up the bases for Middleman, and potentially being a little bit dangerous for the Red Wings.
Second walk issued of the inning by Pappas. The focus, though, with it being 2 outs, don't worry about opening the sandwich shop, getting the grand salami. Just drive in an RBI or 2. That's just as good as a home run because you get runs on the board.
And if you notice out in left field, looks like their alignment card says no doubles, but everywhere else it says play a little bit shallow.
Open patches of grass in left, center, and right. Even if it's just a small blooper, if it creeps out there, that could be 2 RBIs.
Definitely could be, and anything down the line and right, that's going to be 3. And that's the problem with no doubles, is that singles are almost always singles, but in right, as they don't have no doubles, everything's going to be a double, as that is a called strike on the outside corner, evening up the count at 1s.
So counts even, like you said, and Middleman, he has a chance to drive in 1 or 2 runs. If he can hit one deep enough, maybe even clear the bases. 1-1 delivery coming up by Pappas. And that's going to be a grounder. It's going to go over to second. Field it cleanly. Throw over to first just in time. So the Skunks missed an opportunity. They had 2 on with none out and bases loaded with 2 out. But score remains 0-0 after 2. Third inning coming up in a moment on WRFA.
We'll have more live Jamestown Tarp Skunk baseball in just a moment, but right now it's time to meet one of the Tarp Skunks right here on WRFA.
I'm Ryan Rafalski, and I'm a right-handed pitcher. I'm from Warren, Pennsylvania, and I go to Mercyhurst University. I'm a double major in finance and business econ, and I'm not sure yet what I want to do with my degree yet. My dad's favorite team's the Mets, so I watch them a lot, so I'd probably say them. I don't really have a favorite player. I used to play basketball, but I don't play that anymore in college.
What do you like to do when you're not playing baseball?
I've been picking up golf a lot recently. Been not that great, but getting a lot better at it.
What's your favorite baseball memory?
Probably winning the Western Division for Tarp Skunks my first year here.
What do you like best about playing for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks?
The fans are the best part. They make it a great experience here. They're always out here supporting us no matter what.
Sounds good. Do you have anything else to add?
Go Tarp Skunks.
Voice the Jamestown Tarp Skunks on WRFA-LP. Tune in for live play-by-play action for each home game right here on your community radio station. For a complete broadcast schedule, visit WRFALP.com/TarpSkunks. See you at the ballpark.
Top of the third inning about to start with a score still 0-0, and in spite of the little jam Pappas was in, I got to give credit to Nate Milk. He's been showing the hustle out in center, and without him out there for those 2 outs, there's a possibility the Skunks could have put a run or 2 on the board.
They definitely could have, and I'll say this right now. This game is going pretty quick. We're 2 innings down, and it only took 32 minutes. First pitch was around 2:02.
Fair time.
Yeah, right now it is 2:34, so, and we are sneaking into this third inning.
Yeah, and the batters up are Bagain, Milk, and Loyal. Next pitch by Saxon Meyer, outside corner, strike 1.
And I don't know what Saxon Meyer was doing, but he didn't seem too happy, but then he called the strike.
Next one, lull for a ball, but a good catch there by Middleman.
Bagain seems to be struggling as of late. He's got an 0.40 average as he chops one foul, making it a 1-2 count.
Yeah, 1 for 25 from what we see here. However, he's got to have an RBI, but he has been walked 6 times. And we're hearing the theme, the jaws, with the count being 1-2. And I'll say to you again, Max, these Skunks need a bigger tarp.
They do.
1-2 pitch. It's going to be a hot shot over to Cornoto, but he makes a clean field. And over to Hauk in time. So Cornoto getting it done in that hot corner for the first out.
And make that 1 for 26 for Bagain.
That's a stat line that makes Joey Gallo look like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, a little bit of a slump, but I've seen worse. I'll tell you that.
I have too. But it's Nate Milk who's had a few great plays in the outfield. He bunted and missed for a strike, and taking a look at the stat line for him, he's got 5 hits at 38 at-bats, so a 132 average. He has 2 RBIs. He has struck out 9 times, but he's a patient batter. He's been walked 7 times, and he also has a share of the team lead in steals with 5, along with Walsh. As the next pitch was a ball, evening the count. 1-1 pitch by Saxonmeyer. That one called low for ball 2.
One of the worst slumps that I've ever seen was, as a Yankees fan, I remember this all too well, Didi Gregorius going around 24 games without getting a hit.
Was he like hitless at 76 at-bats?
Yes,
or something like
that
that
was absolutely terrible. And the problem was you can't bench him because then he's never going to get a hit again. You got to wait until he can get a hit, and then you can bench him.
Well, here's a 3-1 pitch, and Milk swings and misses. Count goes full. And another one I remember, Chris Davis, the Oriole, not the guy who played for the A's and the Rangers. He was hitless like in his first 33 at-bats to start the year. Then against the Yankees, he went 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. As the next pitch is a ball 4, so second walk issued by Saxonmeyer, and now it'll be Cooper Loyal, the shortstop. He nearly had a nice catch on the first hit of the game by Luke Fuller, but had he been maybe 2 or 3 inches taller, he would have made that snag.
Yeah, if he were to have been my height, freakishly tall and
I'm with you on that.
reflexes of a cat,
yeah,
maybe he would have had it, but
if we were phones, we'd be good reception. As the next pitch is swung on and missed by Loyal for a strike. So far throughout the year, Loyal, he's around that Mendoza line. He's only had 14 at-bats, but he has had 3 hits, good for a 214 average. Actually 1 point lower than Mario Mendoza, who's named after that, who batted 215 in his career. As pickoff move, but back in safely is Milk.
the clouds are looking a little bit rough. The radar or the weather channel said rain at 150. Didn't happen. As
he went around.
Swung on and missed. Foul tipped, actually. That's my bad. For strike 2, making it no 2 count.
Well, Milk does have a share for the team lead in steals. I wonder if they give him the take off here. Maybe try to do a hit and run. You want to get the first run of the game. Well, next pitch was low for a ball, making it 1-2.
It looks like he's priming for a steal. He's added an extra step on his last 3 pitches. So there it is right there. 1 extra step on the lead.
Pick off. Oh, I thought he was caught. So it looks like he'll get to keep the cookies with his milk. At my view, I thought he was nailed.
He was dead to rights. I don't know what you want me to say.
And we're here in the Pew Crew.
And Brazil's coming out.
I thought he got him on the chest before his hand hit that corner of the bag.
He was gone.
Maybe a Brazil will appeal here, but there's no instant replay, obviously, in collegiate baseball. But it's not. At least it's the runner on first and not anywhere like second or third. But looks like there's going to be a discussion here between the home plate and bases umpire, and Middleman doing a great job trying to tell Saxonmeyer to get back. You can't afford an ejection, especially with a pitcher like DeMarco being out for the season. And the call's going to stand. He's safe.
And the Pew Crew are not having it. And a couple of them might get tossed, and Saxonmeyer might get tossed if they continue like this. But he was on the move, so I was right, and you were right. He was on the move. That's why they got him, but they didn't get him, unfortunately.
Well, the umpires do have the better view, whether it's questionable or not. But here's the 1-2. That one's low and inside, even the count at 2s. And Saxonmeyer just needs to clear his mind, try to at least get this out, or even better, induce a grounder for a double play. That's a pitcher's best friend.
Yeah, throw that cutter.
Throw it in the zone. Milk's taking off. That's going to go into left, but making the catch is Ahlstrom. And Milk will easily get back safely, so that should somewhat atone that. At least they get the second out. And now it will be back to the top of the order with Birch, Herring, Jackson.
I don't know why I thought it, but I thought that we were going to see some of that Yasiel Puig absolute hand cannon from left field, just gunning him down. But
Oh, there's a lot of fielders that have had great arms. He also, what was his name? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Jose Vidro.
yeah,
He caught that one off the wall in right field, gunned it over to third. First pitch, though, was called a strike, making an 0-1 count.
I always liked the those were my favorite highlight reels, just the balls that were on a frozen rope thrown about 300 yards.
Well, pick off, but Milk gets back in safely. I wonder if he's going to try to push the envelope a little further. He almost got busted the first time. Next pitch, a little chin music there, but again, close shave, no Barbasol required. Evens the count at ones.
If I had to guess, he's going to be on the move right here, right now.
Well,
Maybe
first
not.
runner pickoff. Again, Milk, he has a share for the team lead with 5 steals. Next pitch is upstairs, ball 2, 2-1 count.
Seems as though Saxonmeyer is worrying a little bit too much about the runner on first. It is a tie game, so every run counts, but we do have 2 outs.
Next one, it's going to be a grounder fielded though by Googans. He'll tap on the bag for the third and final out of the inning, so Saxonmeyer does get through another one with a shutout inning. Score means nothing. Bottom of the third coming up, but Max, first, over to you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to remind you guys that support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you in part by Chautauqua Institution. Chautauqua Institution, a community on the shores of Chautauqua Lake that comes alive each summer with a unique mix of fine and performing arts, including theater and music entertainment, along with lectures, interfaith worship, and programs and recreational activities. The 2023 season features Natalie Merchant, Diana Ross, Patty LaBelle, the Revivalist Band of Horses, Straight No Chaser, Trombone Shorty, Mavis Staples, and more. Chautauqua Institution. For more information, call 1-800-836-ARTS or visit discoverchq.org. That is 1-800-836-2787 or visit discover.chq.org. And Norm, do you think that there should be ultra high definition cameras throughout this stadium so we can maybe get a instant replay feature? Or
if the top of the scoreboard where that screen is, if that was like a mini jumbotron, that'd be pretty sweet.
It would be. And there's no instant replay in collegiate baseball, and that's perfectly fine. But they're trying to mimic professional baseball in a league such as this. So do you think that they should try to add instant replays in a league like this?
Honestly, it wouldn't hurt for maybe umpires that want to go to the bigger leagues, so that way they know how to do it. I would say a trial run wouldn't hurt, but it's going to be the 10-1 two-hitters due up for Jamestown, Alstrom, me, and Googans. Alstrom, one of the newest members of the Skunks, pops it foul to start off his at-bat, and so far for him, taking a look at the stat line and not seeing it on the stat sheet, but I'll take a closer look at that and give the update once it is found. Next pitch, though, is outside and a ball. Didn't go around on the check swing. So count even here at 1-1 with nobody out. Next pitch on the way, outside, 2-1.
2-1 count is not where you exactly want to be in at this present moment in time.
Taking a look, it's his first at-bat of the season, as this one's fouled off, even the count at 2-2, and he's a local guy. He's from Dunkirk, New York, and bats and throws right-handed, and he goes to Finger Lakes Community College.
We are seeing a Alstrom on the Geneva roster. Not sure if they're the same person. They might be, as that was a ball making it a 3-2 count.
But again, it is his first at-bat of the year, so one of the newer members of the Skunks ball team. Payoff pitch by Pappas. And this one got a good lick of it, but it's going to go foul to the Skunk bullpen. And there are a few pitchers, looks like, that appear to be warming up. One from my view is Casey Gilman, though he's usually been a starter for the team. But full count here for Alstrom with nobody out as we've started the bottom of the third. Next pitch by Pappas. Outside, ball 4. So Alstrom begins his Skunks tenure with a base on balls, his first at-bat for the team. And we'll be back to the top of the order with Grady me, the shortstop. If he gets on base, look out. He will play the game of pilfering.
And he did unfortunately pop out to the left fielder last at-bat in the first to lead off the Skunks game.
Alstrom's got a pretty good lead off of first. From his size, I would presume he's got some good speed. Next pitch outside for a ball. And, okay, seeing some activity going on in Geneva's bullpen as well.
Yeah, I just tried to look through my binoculars with the lens cap on, so I kind of feel a little dull.
Max, you had one job. Okay, so number 15. Well, the thing is, though, number 15 is a starter for Geneva. That's Pappas.
You might be talking about the...
Or it could be Jamestown, yeah. But count here 2-0. Jason always getting it done, bringing the binoculars that Max is using to get a deciphering of the jersey number for the Red Wing that's warming up. But right now, 2-0 count in favor of Grady Mia as Pappas gets a sign from Bagain. Pick off on Alstrom, but he gets back in safely. So, looks from your view, Max, it looks like it's number 12, John Tully.
And I'm going to pull up the stats as that.
It's another pop-up, and here comes a campfire for it. And caught at third for the first out. We almost had the Addison Reed blown save moment where 3 White Sox went for the ball. The ball dropped, and Hawk Harrelson goes, and they find a way.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate turn of events, and I gotta say, I think the manager for the Red Wings, I think their heart dropped a little bit because that was a little bit scary.
Well, what matters is they got the out. So Googans, who flew out to center in his first at-bat, looking for his first hit of the game. So far, they have 1 hit. Geneva, zippity-doo-dah. Next pitch, outside corner, strike 1.
An extra long lead from first base, Alstrom does.
0-1 pitch, and Googans fouls it off to the backstop for strike 2. I gotta say this though, Max, already the bottom of the third?
Yeah, bottom of the third, and no complaints here, but
Holy free, holy.
I would like a little bit more action in this game, though, I will say that.
Sometimes, though, pitcher duels are fun to watch.
They are fun once you get into the late game, but...
Next pitch, this could be 2. 6, 4. Not in time. Googans going to be safe, but they do get the second out on the force out. So Googans will be safe on the fielder's choice. And now it'll be da-da-da-da, Superman, Zach Kent.
Zach Kent popped out to the third baseman like me did earlier in the inning.
Not even 3-4 minutes ago.
Yeah, like, if you guys remember.
Googans is going, and this is going to go into center field. Milk trying to hustle for it. Hat pops off, and he makes another great hustling catch there, and that will end the inning. And we still have that Brooklyn Bagel Factory on the board. Score 0-0. 3 innings complete. Top of the fourth momentarily on WRFA.
Movies at the Red continues on Wednesday, July 12th with a showing of The Outsiders. Based on S.C. Hinton's best-selling classic novel and directed by Academy Award and Golden Globe winner Francis Ford Coppola, The Outsiders focuses on the class struggles between 2 groups of The film is rated PG and runs 91 minutes. Tickets for movies at the Reg can be purchased at the Reg Lemonade box office Monday and Friday, 12 to 5 p.m. On Wednesdays, 12 to 8 p.m. and 1 hour before events. You can call the Reg Lemonade box office at 716-484-7070 or visit them online at reglemonade.com. You're listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball right here on WRSALP 107.9 FM in Jamestown.
All right, top of the fourth about to start here. Score still 0-0. No runs, no hits, no errors for Geneva. Meanwhile, for the Skunks, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. But it was just off of a bad throw and a pickoff attempt. But again, score 0-0, and the batters due up are Can, Eppinger, and Swidler. And despite a couple of jams, Saxenmeyer, he's looked pretty solid on the rubber.
He definitely has, and the problem that I see going forward for him is, can he keep his pitch count down enough for him to not get a little bit tired? He's already almost at 50 through only 3 innings of work.
Well, here's the next pitch. That one inside for a ball. And Can, he grounded out 5-3 in his first appearance. 1-0 pitch by Saxenmeyer. Chopper down to third base side, foul, evens the count.
Yeah, that right there was his 51st pitch of this start. So he might be running out of gas pretty soon. Hopefully not, though.
Next pitch on the way, 1-1 by Saxenmeyer. Outside corner, strike 2.
Got the 1-2 count here with nobody out. Getting his sign.
And here's the 1-2 by Saxenmeyer. And this is going to go into right field. And Fuller, nice hustle there. I thought that was going to drop for a moment, but Fuller had to cover a lot of ground, but he makes it worth it, making the catch for semi-long out number 1.
Yeah, that is something that not many people can do. Pretty much an over-the-shoulder basket catch, just running and screaming and kicking and barely getting there in time to save this rather infant no-no, as the count is 0-1 to the new batter.
Hopefully you didn't jinx yourself there, my friend.
That's why I said infant. I said infant, don't worry.
Well, next pitch fouled off for a strike, making it 0-2, and Ebbinger's first at-bat, it was a hot shot, and it went right into the glove of Kernodle. It was a very hard line-out, his first appearance.
Yeah, that's something that not many players can do, too.
But count here 0-2 and 1 out. Saxenmeyer's next pitch on the way. Outside, but a nice, or no, Middleman didn't get it. I thought he did, but went to the backstop. However, Saxenmeyer is still ahead in the count, 1-2. Oh, and also this game, it was another buyout game, and it was the Greater Chautauqua Federal Credit Union that bought out the tickets, so fans were getting in for free, as the next one goes over to Fuller again for the second out. Yeah, last year there were about 5 or 6 buyouts, and this one's at least the second or the third.
Yeah, it is. But 2 batters and 2 flyouts to Fuller, and maybe we get another form of an immaculate inning by another fly out to Fuller over there and right.
Well, an immaculate inning is 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, I said another form because that's pretty cool. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Well, the first pitch was low for ball 1, and Swidler in his first at-bat, he grounded out 6-3. His next pitch is outside and low for ball 2. So far in the 3 2/3 innings he's pitched. First inning, 4 batters faced. Second, 3. Third, 4. Fourth, this will be his 3rd batter he's facing. Next pitch is upstairs for ball 3. Should Swidler get on base, Ryan Knight is on deck, the extra hitter.
Yeah, that one was buzzing the tower a little bit scared.
3-0 delivery. Called inside, ball 4. And with that, Skunk fans, we're at the top of the hour. You're listening to the Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFALP 107.9 FM right here in Jamestown, New York, as Swidler just got walked, and now it'll be Ryan Knight, who is the only strikeout victim of Saxonmeyer so far in this game.
I think he might be the only strikeout victim at all. Only one strikeout in this game so far, which is not something that you see that often, at least in this league. I normally see around one an inning, given both teams.
Well, this one is popped up, and Grady Mee saying, "I got it," and he'll make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So 3.5 up and 3.5 complete. Score still 0-0, and Max, once again, I'm shifting it over to you.
Thank you very much. That is no runs on no hits, no errors, and one left on base. But I'd like to remind you guys that support for WRFA Radio is brought to you in part by listeners like you. WRFA is a non-commercial, non-profit community radio station. Anyone who wants to make a donation of any amount can do so simply by clicking the donate button located on the menu bar of our website, WRFALP.com. It's fast and easy. Checks of any amount can also be made out to WRFA Radio and mailed to the radio station at 116 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York 14701. Local businesses are also encouraged to make an underwriting contribution to WRFA. To learn more about becoming a station underwriter, email WRFA@resonate.com. If you enjoy this program, please consider making a donation or underwriting contribution today. Your support is greatly appreciated. Low power to the people, right on.
Right on indeed, Max, as the batters up for Jamestown are Kernodle, Fuller, and Frahella, and it's going to be Pappas getting another inning of work here for Geneva, and so far, even though he hasn't had a strikeout, he's forced a lot of flyouts over to Milk, and he's had 3 scoreless innings to his credit.
And I'm looking at his stat sheet right now, looking for his strikeout total, and it looks like he has 1 for every walk and 1 for every 2 or so innings. So he is behind schedule. He is over par, or I guess under par in this case, because he is, 3 innings of work without getting a strikeout, but still, no runs, I wouldn't be complaining.
Well, even so, also, it is his first start of the season, too. He's had 7 appearances, but they were all relief as he's pitched only 10 1/3 coming into this one. Next pitch outside for a ball to start the bottom half of the 4th.
And that right there was his 50th pitch of his start.
I wonder if we're going to see different pitchers in the start of the 5th, but we'll just have to wait and see. 1-0 pitch by Pappas. Outside and low, ball 2.
Gets his sign.
And with that, the 2-0 pitch. That one low, ball 3. He hasn't struck out a batter, but he has issued 3 walks. So counting the start, he's got more walks than he does strikeouts. Looking at him, it appears to be the same guy as it was last time in the bullpen, as it'll be a 4-pitch walk for Kernodle, and this is the 3rd straight inning in where a skunk batters let it off with a walk.
Yeah, that is not good, all things considering, for Pappas, as we are getting a mound visit, and we do have a messenger running out to the bullpen.
Yeah, and it's going to be the guy who has the only hit of the game that's up to bat, Luke Fuller. He had a single, and he was left stranded at second. That was back in inning number 2. It appears it's going to be Pappas still pitching for the time being. It's just a runner on first with nobody out, so nothing to panic too much about.
I think they were just looking to see if anything was wrong. I mean, starting out an inning with 4 straight balls, not exactly ideal.
Could be fatigue kicking in because, again, it is his first start of the season, and in the 7 games he pitched prior, he only worked 10 1/3 innings, so about a little more than an inning and 2/3 a pop.
Could be fatigue. He could be a little hurt. I think they just wanted to make sure he's all right, as that is ball number 5 of this inning with no strikes. So 5 straight balls, and we are going to have a counter going.
Yeah, we're going to keep it going for as long as it happens. Next pitch by Pappas. Chopped foul down the third base side, so.
All right, the counter ends at 5.
That'd be cool if we had a little counter where you could tap it.
Yeah, you're right. If only.
It'd be humorous.
We should have one of those like lines of like K's that we flip over whenever someone gets a strikeout.
Next pitch by Pappas. That one is low for a ball.
I always wanted to do
2-1 count.
the K for the
Oh,
strikeouts.
yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
I always wanted to do
They
that
put
again.
one on each side. They go from right to left from what I've seen, depending where the fan sits. But counts 2-1 here in Fuller's favor. Pappas' next pitch. That one down the pipe. Strike 2, evens the count.
Yeah, I actually did that in my Babe Ruth team, in my Babe Ruth dugout. Every time someone got a strikeout, I would print out, or I would draw a K and I would hang it on the dugout, and I got yelled at.
Good team spirit, though, at least. 2-2 pitch coming up by Pappas. And that hit him. Got him right in the elbow guard, so runners on first and second. And, Max, we have a deja vu moment because back in the second, this was the same situation they were in. Runners on first and second with nobody out, but Fuller had a single. This time he was hit by a pitch.
And it were these two batters, but I'm not sure if he should have gotten first base. It seemed as though he was
From my
almost
view, it looked
like
like it didn't
leaning
hit
in, or
I thought it didn't hit him the way I looked at it, but again, the umpires got the better view. Infield
thought-
playing tight, anticipating a bunt. Here's the pitch. Frahella gets it right back to the pitcher. Oh, he executed it beautifully. Bases jammed, nobody out, and Pappas kicking himself a little bit. I think he'd have been better off letting Dylan Can pick that up and try throwing it to first.
And here is the change of pitchers, and it will be, I think it will be Tully.
Yeah, we did see it was
Yeah.
number 12.
It is Tully, and Tully is coming in, pitching in 5 games. He has always been kind of that mid-relief pitcher, maybe the long relief pitcher. He's only
Possibly.
gone through 6 1/3, allowing 10 runs, 9 of them being earned, 8 walks, and 7 walks and 9 strikeouts, but with an ERA of 11.37.
But the big thing is, though, all the runners on base are Pappas' responsibility.
Yes.
So any runs score out of those 3, they are charged to Nick Pappas. And Tully, he's got a tall order that he's got to deal with. It's a big task. Next 3 batters up are Hauk, Wallace, and Middleman. But the good thing is, for Geneva, it's a force at any base. If it grounds too short, they can always throw it to home to force it out.
And I will say this, 11.37 is not the worst ERA on this team, which we've got 2 players who have a 45 ERA. We won't say their names, but yeah, they are there.
But one of them only played in just 1 game.
Yeah,
so
and that's all right. You know, it definitely happens. The other played in 2. So yeah, if you only play in 1 or 2 games, a high ERA or a 0 ERA are very plausible. Yeah, one of them actually only played in 1 inning, and that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's like almost shades of Jeremy Guthrie's 1 start when he was a national.
Yeah.
Allowed 10 runs and I think he only got 1 out.
Yeah, that's not good.
Remember a few years back when Trevor Rosenthal had that infinite ERA at one point? But he had a pass, though. He was coming off of injury from the other season before. When he was healthy, though, he was one of the top closers in the league. But Colin Hauk, he's got a chance to put some runs on the board here for Jamestown. Bases, they are plugged. Nobody out. I know Hauk wants to, if he tries to hit for power and tries to go for that salami, more power to him. But I think the main goal should be drive a run or 2 in and get that donut hole off of their scoreboard.
Yeah, and if I were the Red Wings, I would definitely give up 2 runs or 1 run for 2 outs at this point, as that one was called for strike 1.
Yeah, Hauk, he flew out to center in his first at-bat, but he's looking to add some RBIs to his stat line. Tully looking to keep the damage to a minimum. Bases are jammed, nobody out. Next pitch. That one outside, but a nice catch there by Begain. Makes the count 1-1. And from taking a quick look, decent turnout here again. It's free baseball, another buyout here at the ballpark.
Last time I saw the bases loaded, it was to win the game, a stolen base at home.
Indeed. Next pitch foul to the backstop for strike 2.
Gotta wonder if I wonder if Bazil told him to do it or if he just did it.
Seems like yesterday, even though it was like 2-3 weeks ago. Definitely the play of the year, I would think, so far. And 4 days later, he had a walk-off sac fly.
Oh, those are the best.
Infield playing very shallow, and the first baseman Scalaro on the grass. This one fouled off, so Houck will see another pitch. That one may have gone into the center part of the press box.
Yeah, the infield is playing corners in. Corners are going to try and turn 2 from home, so home to first. The middle infielders are they're just playing double play depth, trying to twist it up the middle.
Open pockets, though, in the shallow outfield.
Yeah, turn it, twist it, and shout it.
1-2. That one upstairs. Good eye, though, by Houck. Yeah, Houck, he's one of the guys that's not scared to swing the bat, but he exhibits good discipline right there. He's able to make the count even at 2s. And Begain having a quick word with John Tully, who just came in a little bit ago for Nick Pappas.
Probably telling him just to calm down. You're in a situation that you don't want to be in, but that's okay. Just worry about the batter.
Focus on the batter. There is no one but the batter.
Keep it low for a ground ball, if anything, or just make him swing and miss. That's all you got to do right now. Give him a pitch that's unhittable.
Well, counts even here at 2-2. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So a big out number 1 there, and a strikeout for Tully. First strikeout of the game for a Geneva pitcher, as Pappas failed to get a strikeout in his appearance. But now it'll be Aiden Wallace, who was walked in his first at-bat.
He was walked, and he only got to first base as he couldn't get around as Middleman grounded out the second baseman after him for the third out.
Even a sac fly that's deep enough, just drive a run in. That's all you got to do. Next pitch, outside corner, strike 1. Again, this is an opportunity Jamestown needs to take advantage of. Failure is not an option.
Failure is not an option, Norm. You are completely correct.
Tully gets a sign from Begain.
Just put something in the outfield.
Next pitch, this one's popped up.
Not far enough into the outfield.
Nowhere near close. Scalaro makes a catch for out number 2. So Tully's got a chance to bail Pappas out here fully, as now it'll be Ryan Middleman who grounded out 4-3 in his first appearance.
Now batting for your Jamestown Tarp Skunks, catcher from the University of Tampa, number 18, Ryan.
And the issue for Pappas is if any of these runs are going to come in, he will be on the hook for the loss.
I'm sure he'd rather take a no decision.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he can get, no decision or a loss.
I'd rather be the victim of a no decision.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Here's the next pitch by Tully. That one outside and in the dirt, ball 1. Coming into this game, though, Middleman, he had 6 hits and 25 at-bats, 240 average with 1 RBI. He's one of the backup catchers, and usually it's Henry Juwan that's been starting mainly behind the dish. 1-0, that one inside, 2-0. If Middleman were to get walked hypothetically, he would be credited with an RBI on a bases-loaded induced walk. That forced in a run.
Again, Pappas would get that earned run, assuming that there are no errors that happen.
Exactly. 2-0 pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. So 2-1 count, 2 outs, bases plugged. Tully gets a sign from Begane. Here's the 2-1. Chopper over to third. Bounce. Oh, it's mishandled, and a run's going to score. It bounced away from him. Loyal couldn't get a clean field of it, and a run will score. So the Skunks take advantage of the bases loaded. Forget inconceivable. It was conceivable.
And I'm currently waiting on, and they're
hit.
calling it a hit, and I'm not sure if I would have called it a hit, but
It did look routine, but also it also depends on had the throw been in time or not from the possibility of it.
that is true.
But for Middleman, that's just his second RBI of the season, but it couldn't have come at a better time. And now it's Alstrom that's up the bat. His first pitch, he takes a strike, and in his first at-bat, he got walked.
And this will be his first official at-bat, assuming that something other than a walk or a hit by pitch happens.
So 0-1 pitch on the way. Mishandled there by Begane, and it's called a ball. So finally, though, the scoreless tie comes to an end on Middleman's single. Jamestown now up 1-0. If they can crack the barrel a little bit more, insurance runs never hurt, especially even in an early inning, as Alstrom swings and foul tips it for strike 2.
I got the 2-1 count, 1 strike away from getting out of this jam with minimal damage. But, you know, if you can't get that strike, a lot of bad things can happen right now.
Yeah, and like you and I have both mentioned, the run scored will be charged to Pappas because the bases were loaded when Tully came in. Next one fouled off. So the count stay 1-2, and Alstrom will get to see another pitch.
And Begane is kicking himself because he wanted that. He wanted to catch that foul tip to get out of this jam. Would have been the end of the inning.
Well, Tully still has the count in his favor, though, 1-2. And here's the next delivery. Caught looking, strike 3. So Tully, he's able to get it done for the most part. The run, again, will be charged to Pappas. The Skunks get a run on the board. They're ahead 1-0 after 4 complete innings. 5th coming up right here on WRFA.
The next installment of WRFA's monthly Arts on Fire live series, featuring Infinity Visual and Performing Arts students, is happening Thursday night, July 20th at the Reginald A. Center for the Arts Media Arts Studio. Arts on Fire Live featuring Infinity students will be recorded live for a future audio broadcast on 107.9 FM, and also a video post on WRFA's YouTube channel. The event will be open to a live studio audience, but seating is limited, so don't wait too long to purchase tickets. For more details or to purchase tickets, go online to WRFALP.com or RegLeMay.com. It's the next installment of WRFA's Arts on Fire Live, featuring students from Infinity. Happening on Thursday, July 20th at 7 p.m. WRFA's monthly Arts on Fire Live series is made possible through funding from the Corporation of Public Broadcasting and listeners like you. You're listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball, right here on WRFA-LP 107.9 FM in Jamestown.
5th inning about to start, and it's the end of the day for Saxonmeyer, but he did pitch 4 shutout innings, and now it's going to be Tony DeLawrence coming in to make a relief appearance, and he's had quite a bit of action, but this only is, I believe, 2nd appearance at Diethrick on the rubber this year. But, Max, I do see you've got the stats, so lay it on me.
Yeah, this is going to be his 6th game, and from what it looks like, he's pitched around 14 1/3 innings, so around 2 or so innings an appearance, allowing only 6 hits and 5 runs, only 4 earned runs. He does walk quite a few with 12 walks and only 7 strikeouts, but he does have 1 win and no losses with a pretty good ERA of 2.51, it looks like.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, the walk-to-strikeout ratio, that needs to improve.
Yeah,
12
definitely.
walks to 7 strikeouts. It's not good.
I've definitely seen worse, but yeah, it needs to improve.
But the batters due up for Geneva, Gelpi, Scolaro, and Begane. Again, the Skunks got a run in the bottom of the 4th inning off Ryan Middleman's infield single. So Gelpi, he flew out in his first at-bat. And so far, the Red Wings, in all 3 departments, run hits and errors, they make Mother Goose look busy with the eggs.
They do. At least they have no errors.
Lawrence's first pitch of this appearance is outside for a ball.
Happens to the best of us. Got to get those nerves out. First pitch is always going to be a wild one. Just a bit outside.
Next pitch outside and low, 2-0.
Now I'm starting to think that Saxonmeyer told his relief that the umpire likes to call a little bit off the outside corner. I think he was probably trying to attack that.
2-0 pitch, outside corner, strike 1.
There we go.
Lawrence getting the sign, and honestly, from hearing the Deo from Harry Belafonte's from the Banana Boat song, honestly, I wish they'd have jump in the line. That'd be a good one to play in the 9th inning. Get the fans a dance. Next pitch is outside for a ball, so Gelpi will lead it off with a walk to start the 5th inning.
The Pew Crew could use a dance right now. It is a bit of a slow game, a little bit of a, it's moving fast, but not a lot of action is going on. So you're just kind of, old-timey baseball. A lot of station to station and a lot of strikeouts, a lot of pop-outs. As that was a big swing and a miss for strike 1.
Made his bat look like Swiss cheese. So Scolaro, he flew out to center in his first at-bat, looking for his first hit of the game. Pickoff move, but back in safely is Gelpi. And with him being on first, taking a look at the steals department for him. He only has 1 on the year. But they don't steal bases nowhere near as frequently as Jamestown does.
Yeah, not many teams do, as that pitch is inside. Almost got the hip of Scolaro.
Even count, though, 1-1. DeLawrence, he gets the pitch he wants to toss. Here's the, pickoff, and again, back in safely. It wasn't a big lead there by Gelpi, but trying to keep him honest there at first.
He does have a bit of a hefty lead. Not anymore, though. I think now he's scared.
Next pitch, nice catch by Middleman. That one nearly going to the backstop, but that's going to make the count 2-1.
DeLawrence might need to worry less about the runner on first. Surprised he hasn't gone to the slide step yet.
Next pitch on the way by DeLawrence, swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2s. I think he wanted that 2-run moonshot, but the orbit crash landed.
Yeah, he got a big patch of gravity there pretty quick, so.
Count even though at 2-2, another pickoff, and back in safely is Gelpi.
How do you like the 2 pickoff per at-bat rule, Norm?
Keeps it interesting. Next pitch, this one is going into shallow right, but Fuller under it, and he'll make the catch for an easy out number 1. Now to be Begane, the catcher.
And then Milk, the person who almost got nabbed. That would have been pretty nice if he was the one who, if he actually got picked off. But, we all remember what happened there.
Begane 0 for 1 with a ground out. Another pickoff, but back in safely is Gelpi. And DeLawrence has to be careful because you and I saw this a lot throughout the games we've done together. When you go in the well one too many times, Sometimes you don't strike the mud or the oil like Uncle Jed. Next pitch, call the ball.
Yeah, and the more that you try a pickoff move, the more the fans don't like you, the more the fans won't cheer when you get a strikeout.
Next pitch, outside corner, strike one. And if I can borrow a line, by chance, have you watched Monty Python, The Holy Grail?
Yes, I have.
Get on with it! Triple sticks though on the board, a 1-1 count with 1 out. Next pitch by DeLawrence. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
It seems like the Red Wings don't know that it's only the 5th inning. They're trying to get back into this game right now, even though they're only 1 run down.
You gotta respect though that he's not scared to swing it.
That is true.
1-2 pitch. This one popped up, and it's gonna be Hauk under it, but Googans fends him off and makes the catch for a high, out number 2.
A high, but not long. That ball just kept going up and up and up and up, and it didn't go long and long and long and long.
Now it's going to be Nate Milk coming up the bat. He got walked in his first appearance, and like you mentioned, he was dangerously close to getting nabbed at first, although from our view it looked like he was, but nothing turned out for it, so that's what matters. And yet another pickoff move, and I feel like we're Bill Murray on Groundhog Day, kind of seeing the same thing over and over and over again, but the only difference is we're not in a time loop.
Yeah, if only we were. That would make a lot of things a lot more fun.
I think it get old after a while, though.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But the last pitch was ruled a ball, making the count 1-0. DeLawrence checking the runner at first. Next pitch, fouled off, strike 1. And again, that's the advantage if you're a left-handed pitcher. When the guy in first has that lead, you could look at him eyes to eyes.
You can just stare him down.
Cue the dueling banjos. 1-1 pitch by DeLawrence. Inside, ball 2. So count here 2-1 with 2 outs. And Gelpy, the runner at first, he got walked to lead off the 5th. Next one outside, ball 3. And should Milk get walked, Cooper Loyal is up next. Count here 3-1, and for Milk, this is the green light.
A lot of things can happen on a 3-1 count.
Oh, very true. Here's the 3-1. Foul down the first base side, and dangerously close to going fair. And for Milk, I'd be breathing a sigh of relief if I was him.
I was watching that ball dancing right down the line. It almost looked like it was obviously a foul, and then it just barely skipped back in, and Hauk was just playing that perfectly, waiting for it to get fair, and it just never did. It was about a couple inches away. But now it's a 3-2 count. Runner's going to be in motion here.
Yeah, payoff by DeLawrence. This one popped up. And Hauk under it. This time nobody going to wave him off, and he'll make the catch for the 3rd out. So DeLawrence with a shutout inning to his credit, and score remains 1-0 Max. And once again, my friend, do your stuff.
Hey, thank you very much. I'd like to remind you that support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you in part by Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, celebrating over 50 years of serving automotive needs to the greater Jamestown community with an excellent customer buying and ownership experience. All repair facilities have experienced and factory-trained technicians with state-of-the-art equipment for all automotive needs, no matter what engine type, gas, diesel, or electric. Schultz Auto Group, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball and WRFA. For more information, call 1-866-931-2998 or visit schultzauto.com. And Norm, gotta say it, I wasn't sure if he was going to catch that pop fly. That just looked like he was going to be a little bit out of reach, and I know Hauk has had a trouble or two with some pop flies in recent history. I'm just saying, not sure if he makes the routine plays look routine, at least the pop flies.
Well, Tully's going to remain on the mound here, and he's got the top of the order in me, Googans, and Kent. Grady me, I think he's due to get another hit.
Yes, he hasn't gotten a hit. He's actually gotten 2 pop-ups, one to the shallow outfield and one less shallow into the, or more shallow into the infield. But They've left this 1, 2, 3 of the order stifled. No hits in 6 at-bats.
So Grady Meade looking to get on base and show the greediness of the base paths. He's flown out and popped out in his 2 at-bats. Here's the next pitch by Tully, and it's in the dirt, ball 1.
Good on me to take the first pitch. He's probably going to be taking a strike, taking until he gets a strike and seeing where he goes from there. And there it is. So 1-1 count. Green light now.
So even count 1-1. Next pitch by Tully. Another one right down Broadway. Strike 2. I wonder if that's one Meade would like to have back and possibly take a swing at.
Yeah, that pitch you could probably put, slap that into the outfield opposite direction as he fouls one right in our direction, a little bit lower than us. Maybe we should start standing up, because then we'll get a better view.
Well, Tully does get the sign from Begane. 1-2 pitch on the way. And this one going over into left center, but Milk under it. Again, loses his hat, but he makes the catch for the first out.
I think Milk might need...
He needs some cookies.
He might. I was going to say he might need a better fitting hat, but, maybe he likes it when his hat falls off. It makes him feel like he's running fast,
Bartolo Colon did it with his helmet by taking a hard swing and a miss. If you haven't had a chance to, if you want to take a look when you have a chance, look up photos of him comparative-wise when he was an Indian and then when he was a Met, as the first pitch was inside for a ball.
He changed. And that got him about 10 more miles an hour on his fastball.
Well, here's the 1-0. Upstairs, ball 2. But the thing that will always be in baseball lore with him, his home run against the Padres. Only homer of his career.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We'll count here 2-0. Next pitch by Tully. Upstairs, ball 3.
Yeah, I'm sure I've told you this before, but, I used to swing a baseball bat so hard my jersey would fly open.
Oh, yeah, like that guy Bauman for Niagara who had the jersey issue with the buttons.
Yeah, I don't know why, but the buttons just wouldn't work.
3-0 pitch. Upstairs, 4-pitch walk for Tommy Googans. Now it'll be Zach Kent, who has popped and flown out. Kent's another one that I feel is due for a hit.
Yeah, still no hits for any of them, but, he is definitely due, especially with the skill that he's been playing out in the outfield. You would love to double it up with a hit as he takes strike 1.
So again, Googans, the runner on first. He's someone that is good on the base paths. He does have 5 steals. He's got a good lead off of the bag. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1-1, and I'm surprised that Brazil hasn't tried getting any of his runners to steal yet. But at the same token, though, they have only had 3 hits.
Yeah, he did try a double steal, but it was thwarted by a line out to the track, actually. And that kind of backfired a little bit, but he is running, and it is a hit and run. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, throw on to first, and it is in time. Beat him by a step, and the Pew crew are not liking this field umpire.
I will say, though, I thought it was the right call.
Yeah, he looked out to me, but he advanced the runner, and that's all that matters in my eyes.
So Kernodle in 2 at-bats, he has been walked twice. He's also scored the only run of the game.
And now he can drive in a run, the second run, an insurance run, with a runner in scoring position.
He does have 2 long balls in the air. I wonder if he's hungry for number 3.
Oh, who wouldn't be? And I think everyone else is hungry for number 1.
Next pitch on the way, outside, ball 1. So 1-0 count with 2 outs, and Guggen's at second. That would call ball 2. I thought that was there, but if you're a Skunk fan, you'll happily take that.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely not your conventional strike zone. It's consistent though, so you can't be too
That's
upset.
what matters, as long as it's both ways. 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3. That's another one that looked like that could have been called a strike, but it goes Kernodle's way. So if he gets walked, that's 3 walks in 3 appearances. Though he hasn't gotten a hit, it does show he gets it done by getting on base.
And that would be the opposite of the hat trick, the sock trick. I don't know.
And that's a 4-pitch walk, so that's the 3rd time Kernodle's been walked in 3 at-bats. We're sorry if you hear any of that colorful stuff, but we got passionate fans as the runners are on first and second with 2 outs, and it's Luke Fuller that's up the bat. He has singled and has been hit by a pitch, and from what we heard, Max was temporarily broken, but yeah, we might as well call it I would say the movie trick, 3 free passes.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, he's going to get he might get another free pass, as that is a ground ball to the right side of the infield, scooped up and throw onto Scalero to get the 3rd out.
So Skunks unable to get a run on the board. However, they are still ahead 1-0 after 5. 6 coming up in just a moment after this on WRFA.
Support for WRFA is brought to you in part by listeners like you. WRFA-LP is a non-profit, listener-supported community radio station. While some of our operational funding is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, we also depend on local residents, businesses, and organizations in our listening area who believe in the vital public service WRFA provides through its arts and education programming, as well as through our coverage of local news and public affairs. Plus, your generous support lets us provide a number of volunteer-based programs to be shared on our airwaves. Help keep community radio in Jamestown and Chautauqua County alive by making a contribution today. To make a tax-deductible donation or learn more about becoming a station underwriter, use the donate page on our website, WRFALP.com, or send a check to WRFA Radio, 116 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York. Or you can call 716-664-2465. You're listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks Baseball, right here on WRFA-LP 107.9 FM in Jamestown.
Top of the 6th already right here in Diethrick Park, as DeLawrence will get another inning of work, and batters due up are Loyal, Herring, Jackson, and Can. 1 run on just 3 hits for Jamestown, but what matters is they are ahead, and in any sport when it comes to runs or points, you don't need a lot, you just need enough.
Yeah,
as the final warm-up pitch is thrown.
Yeah, you just need more than the other team, but more importantly for this present moment, there are a couple of pitchers stretching a little bit. I don't know if they are just stretching to stretch to pass time, or because they're getting loose out there in the Geneva bullpen, as DeLawrence sees the sign, goes in, and misses a little bit widely outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Loyal, he flew out the left in his first appearance. DeLawrence's next delivery. Down Broadway, strike 1. So counts even here, 1-1 with nobody out. DeLawrence's next pitch on the way, outside, 2-1. And there's no Skunk pitchers warming up in the bullpen as of now.
We do have a right-handed pitcher in the Geneva bullpen, just doing a little bit of stretch and toss though.
Yeah, he's got his warm-up on too, so we don't have a jersey number yet. But the next pitch was outside, making the count 3-1. On the way by DeLawrence. Upstairs, ball 4. So Loyal will take the walk, and now it'll be back to the top of the order with Birch, Herring, Jackson.
Gotta say, there have been a lot of walks today.
For both teams.
Just making a quick count, it looks like more than I can count.
Next pitch by Lawrence. It was a bunt being indicated, though he aborted. It hit the outside corner for a strike. So far, Herring Jackson, he's 0 for 1. He's been walked, and in his last at-bat, he technically a fielder's choice. He grounded to Googins, who tagged the bag at second because there was a runner on first. That was to end the third. Pick off, but back in safely is Loyal.
From what I count, around 10 walks admitted by both teams today.
Oof.
Total, not each.
Might as well turn the park into a movie theater. Another bunt attempt, but it's outside, ball 1. And Cronodal, he was shifting very close to the grass. And he's going to stay there. He's, I'd say, about 10 feet away from the pitcher.
Yeah, looks like he is in some bunt defense.
1-1, here comes the bunt, but aborts again, outside, 2-1. So Jackson's staying patient behind the plate. Next one outside, 3-1.
And Middleman is not happy with that.
So DeLawrence in danger of issuing back-to-back walks here. It's been a walkathon to say the least. DeLawrence gets a sign, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Outside corner. Count goes full.
And here's the payoff pitch with a runner on first. A lot of different things. They might put the runner in motion. The only thing to worry about is a line out or a strikeout.
Well, here's the payoff. This one going over to right, but Fuller right there making the catch for the first out. So now it'll be Dylan Can, the third baseman.
Fuller played that absolutely perfectly. The defensive alignment, he maybe had to move about 5 steps to catch that.
Next pitch on the way, outside, ball 1. And there is now activity going on in the Red Wing bullpen. I know, Max, you've got the binoculars.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason.
Loyal on first, 1 out, pick off, but scurries back over to first. So again, count 1-0 here with 1 out. Score still 1-0. Next pitch by DeLawrence. High and outside, ball 2.
I can't really see his second number as that's a line
Yep.
drive
Oh,
on a hop to
6-4. 3 double play. So the Skunks get out of the top of the 6 unscathed. Grady Mee starting a 6-4-3 double play, and score still 1-0, Max. And once again, over to you.
All right, I did not think that was going to work out, but I'd like to remind you guys that support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball is brought to you in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency. The Chautauqua County IDA is an economic development organization authorized and empowered by New York State to make Chautauqua County a better place to work, live, and visit. The IDA facilitates development by attracting new businesses. It also promotes the retention and expansion of existing businesses and it also offers businesses assistance in the forms of tax abatements, low-interest loans, and bond financing, all of which enhance the opportunities for job creation and retention across Chautauqua County. The Chautauqua County IDA, proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFA. For more information, call 716-661-8900 or visit ccida.com. Norm, back to you.
All right, so bottom of the sixth about to start here. Tully getting another inning of work. Frahella, Hauk, and Wallace are the batters due up for the Skunks. Score still 1-0. Honestly, I do believe the Skunk bats need to start waking up a little bit more because a one-run lead, you and I both know 1,000,000,000% sure to infinity, a lead like that is nowhere near at all safe.
I mean, in this game, no lead is safe.
Very true.
At least in this league, maybe a 10-run lead, but that's just because of the mercy rule. That's the only thing. But I did manage to get the number of the player warming up in the bullpen, number 37, Griffin White.
Okay, so Griffin White, the pitcher that was warming up for Geneva. But Tully getting the sign from Begane. Next pitch, low, ball one. And for hell, he actually had a bunt single in his last at-bat.
Yeah, he was trying to sacrifice. He was trying to push along two runners and just found a hole, which is not something you often do with a bunt.
Well, there was also miscommunication between Pappas and Can, from what I saw, as Frahella wanted to hit a dinger, but instead feels the breeze. Counts even at ones.
Gotta say, the Pew crew is amazing today.
Next pitch is called a ball. I thought that was there, but again, the umps have the better view. Count 2-1. Next pitch on the way by Tully. Swing and a miss, strike two. Counts even again.
Hasn't been able to make contact with the ball yet, so gonna try and put the bat on the ball for this time.
2-2 pitch, fouled off, so Frahella will get to see another bat. Another pitch to the at-bat.
And that is a souvenir for a lucky fan over there. The away side bullpen grandstand general admission is not exactly a place where fans want to be, as this pitch is fouled off straight into the backstop.
So Frahella staying alive.
Got the Bee Gees playing in his head now.
The Gibb brothers. Maybe Tully will want to start a joke here with this pitch. 2-2 count, nobody out. Frahella looking to get on base. And that one low and outside, ball three, count goes full.
A little bit low, a little bit outside, not something you really, you don't want to fall behind 3-2, you know.
But the count is full, and payoff pitch coming for John Tully. Here's the windup. And this one going over into left center. Is it going to drop? Not quite. Gelpy hustles over to make the catch and not able to go like a bat out of Frahella to get a base hit, but good lick, but it had the case of the curse of the hang time.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem that the Tarp Skunks have. They can hit the ball far, but it just hangs in there, hangs up, and you know, that's a problem with a lot of the people here. They try and hit they try and go for the home run, and they just get under it too much, and they can't get the ball down enough.
So next pitch by Tully, swung on a miss by Hauk for a strike one. Looking for his first hit of the game. He's 0 for 2 with a fly out and a strikeout. The strikeout we had was with the bases loaded. That was back in the fourth. Also, where Middleman drove in an RBI and a single. 0-1 by Tully. Fouled off the backstop, strike two.
Quickly falling behind. Maybe going to get another strikeout from him.
Tully gets a sign from Begane. 0-2 on the way. Outside, 1-2.
And he was the first batter to be struck out by the Geneva Red Wings.
So count 1-2 here with 1 out. Tully getting the pitch he wants. Here's the delivery. That one low and outside, 2-2.
And here Houck is battling back. He might be able to grip it and rip it on this next one.
So he's able to fight back from 0-2 to even the count. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Second time Houck has struck out. So now it'll be Aiden Wallace, the extra hitter. Tully, though, has a chance for a 1-2-3 inning. From what I see, the Red Wings have not had that since the bottom of the first. Innings 2 through 5 in this order. 6 batters facing the second, 4 in the third, 7 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth, and so far 2 in this bottom half of the sixth.
Yeah, and the fourth inning, that was the inning that the Tarp Skunks scored, as that is a strike, making the count 0-1.
Speaking of 0-1, Wallace is 0 for 1. He has walked and popped at first. Tully looking for a 1-2-3. Here's the next pitch. That one's low, evens the count.
And I apologize for you listeners at home. We do got the wind blowing a little bit now, so you might be hearing some wind through our microphones.
That's Mother Nature. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Wanted to put cheddar on that Triscuit, but the cracker got burnt in the oven.
I don't think I've ever heard that one, no.
Sometimes you got to be a little more creative and come up with different one-liners. Because my name's Norm, I like to call them Normisms. 1-2 pitch, fouled off in the backstop, stays 1-2. So Wallace will see another pitch in this at-bat. It's a 1-2 count with 2 outs, and the bases are empty. Tully looking for another shutout inning in the books for him. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 2, triple deuces. 2-2 count, 2 outs.
Wallace is again battling back like his brother before him, but unfortunately his brother, Houck, did swing and miss for a strikeout. Let's see if Wallace can do something a little different.
Well, here's the pitch. This one popped up, and Scolaro hustling to get it, and it hits the top of the dugout, and count stays 2-2, so Wallace making Tully work to get this last out of the inning.
And a little kid got that ball. A adult picked it up off the ground and tossed it to him, and, you know.
Makes their day.
Yeah, guys like that, that's what make the world worth living.
So, again, count here, triple deuces, 2-2 count with the 2 outs. Wallace looking to get on base. Here's the next pitch. Outside, ball 3, count goes full. If Wallace gets on base, Ryan Middleman, the catcher, is on deck. The DJ trying to pump up the Skunk fans.
He's pumping me up, I'll tell you that.
Well, we're broadcasters. We got to be hyped up.
Yeah.
And here comes a payoff by Tully. Inside, ball 4. So Middleman will come up to bat, and he, I would say, is the hero so far for Jamestown. He's driven in the only run of the game on an RBI single, and that was in his last at-bat back in the 4th.
Yeah, and he is 1 for 2 today with that RBI single, so good for him.
So taking a look at Geneva's end for the walk department, from what I see here, that's a 6th walk issued by them as a team. And they've only had 2 strikeouts. And a suicide lead here by Wallace at first. Here's the next pitch. That's low, ball 1. Again, Wallace is the runner on first. And taking a look at the numbers here, He only has, or no, I beg your pardon, he's only got he's got no steals on the season. But again, he's got that suicide lead like Benny the Jet at third base. 1-0 pitch. Middleman chops it. Right back to Tully. Throw to Scolaro in time. A 1-3 ground out to close 6 innings, but the Skunks are still ahead 1-0. Stick around for the 7th inning right here on WRFA.
Pearl City Playhouse and Joe Rice bring urban sketching classes to downtown Jamestown. Every third Saturday of the month, Joe scours the city for a new location for an outdoor sketching adventure, and artists of all skill level are welcome to join in on the hands-on experience, with Joe being the support and guide. The next 2 classes will be held July 15th and August 19th. For more information on urban sketching and Pearl City Clayhouse, you can visit their website at pearlcityclayhouse.org. This is Norm Rodriguez, voice of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks on WRFA-LP. Tune in for live play-by-play action for each home game right here on your community radio station. For a complete broadcast schedule, visit WRFALP.com/TarpSkunks. See you at the ballpark.
Top of the 7th about to start here. Score still 1-0 in favor of the Skunks, and DeLawrence about to get another inning of work. He's done well in relief for starting pitcher Will Saxonmeyer. He's had 2 scoreless innings, and he's got the 3 through 5 hitters due up: Eppinger, Swidler, and Knight.
Yeah, this is going to be the biggest challenge for him so far. 3, 4, 5. That's where you put the better hitters on your lineup. And yeah, if he's going to have any sort of challenge, it's going to be right here and right now.
It's so far, Eppinger, he has lined out and flown out in his 2 appearances.
That means he, like many others, are due to get a hit.
What's funny is not too long ago, a few weeks ago, Jamestown did have a 1-0 win that was over Elmira. That was back on June 16th.
June 16th, huh?
So, again, Andrew Eppinger is up to bat, and DeLawrence looking to get another shutout inning in the books. Next pitch on the way by him. Right down the pipe, strike 1.
Yeah, my old baseball coach used to ask us what the best pitch in baseball was, and he didn't take any answer unless it was strike 1.
Next one fouled off for strike 2. Hit off the middle part of the lighting fixture, and plankoed back over to the field. And once again, we're going to need a bigger tarp. Or we're going to need a bigger skunk tail. Or bigger fangs. Next pitch fouled off and going to the Red Wing dugout.
And he caught it with the hat. Oh, man.
No incentive clause for that.
In fact, if a fielder were to catch a ball with the hat, that's an automatic triple.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
0-2 pitch, and that's going to go through into center field for a base hit. So we'll let the cat out of the bag, Max. It was a combined no-hitter that Jamestown had until then, and Eppinger with the first hit of the game for Geneva.
Yeah, unfortunate for them, but at least it wasn't in the 9th inning. I can't be too upset with it.
Well, Swidler, he has grounded out and walked in his 2 appearances, and what's funny is the first year we had this intern program for the radio station as the next pitch is inside for a ball. One of the games I actually called with one of the interns, the starting pitcher, his name was Jack Laird. He had a perfect game into the 7th inning.
Yeah.
Jamestown ended up winning 3-0. It was a 1-hitter, and the pitcher for Elmira, his name was Cam Hill. He had 11 strikeouts as the next pitch was called a strike down the center of the plate. So it was a great classic pitcher's duel.
Yeah, those pitcher duels are one of my favorites.
Next pitch by DeLawrence, outside, 2-1.
I do like the pitcher duels, but,
high offense is just as fun to broadcast.
Yeah.
We had a 14-6 game back a month ago. where it was real close for a while. Then the Skunks had 7 runs in the 7th as the next pitch is inside for ball 3. I wonder when Jamestown's going to start warming up pitchers. I wonder if it's maybe a case of maybe some fatigue starting to kick in for DeLawrence, but it's a 3-1 count. Here's the next pitch, and that's outside, ball 4. So a big chance here for Geneva, best chance they've had in the game. 2 runners on, nobody out, and now it'll be Ryan Knight, the extra hitter. And Andrew Ayers is going into the bullpen. Ayers so far this season, he actually leads the team with 2 saves, and he's also the team leader in strikeouts as well for a bullpen pitcher. Nothing short of impressive. He's got 20 strikeouts versus 10 walks, ratio 2-to-1, which I believe is a target range that it should be for pitchers. He's 2-1 with the 2 saves, his ERA of 2.66 for a bullpen pitcher. Outstanding.
Yes, that is extraordinarily good for a bullpen pitcher, and gotta say, I would be extraordinarily happy with that line, especially with the 2 wins and only 1 loss. Ideally, you don't want a single loss, but you know it's gonna happen at some point.
Well, don't mean to cut you off, Max, but we have hit the top of the hour. You're listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks Baseball, a WRFALP 107.9 FM in Jamestown, New York. Runners on first and second for Geneva with nobody out, and 1-0 still to score as Ryan Knight's up to bat. And while we were having that conversation, I did see Patrick DeMarco. He's got that brace on his arm that's very well known, so he indeed had Tommy John surgery. So now for sure his season's done, and Jamestown will have to find a way to overcome that. But to be a great ball team, you have to overcome adversity, as the first pitch to him was swung on and missed for a strike, as in Ryan Knight.
And here's the time if you're DeLawrence to try and get a ground ball. You know, you got to get that double play. You got the corners in and the double play depth, but we got a bunt attempt, but he pulled back, and it's a good thing he did because that was aiming for his head.
So count now 1-1. Hauk was playing real tight in the grass. Main rule of thumb with bunting, do not pop it. This is going to go right over to DeLawrence. Throw over to third, and he's able to get the force out there. So Knight will get on base by the fielder's choice, and it's just the first out.
Yeah, that's the problem with bunting right back up the middle to a left-handed pitcher. It's, you know, a lot easier for them to throw to third base rather than first base, just because of the way they are.
So Knight gets out on a fielder's choice, and it was also Swidler that advanced over to second. Next pitch by DeLawrence is upstairs, ball 1. And again, Andrew Ayers is warming up in the bullpen for Jamestown. My prediction, if DeLawrence were to walk this batter, then I think the pitching change would occur. But here's the 1-0. This one is hit over to left, and Ahlstrom under it for the second out. Runners will stay put.
The runner on second, the worst place to fly out is a left field, because who's fast enough to tag up from there, especially in this league?
Well, so now it'll be Dan Scolaro. He has flown out in the outfield in his 2 appearances, a fly out to center in the second and to right in the 5th. Next one is fouled off for a strike.
It looks like Middleman got hit in the face, and the umpire's giving him a couple of seconds to calm down. Maybe it was the arm.
So already just 2 hours of action here as we're in the top of the 7th. Next pitch by DeLawrence. Outside, 1-1. One pitch, fouled off, strike 2 to the backstop.
Tarp Skunks and DeLawrence are one strike away from continuing this shutout.
DeLawrence checking on Swidler at second. Here's the pitch. That one upstairs, ball 2. Triple deuces, 2-2 count, 2 outs. So Scolaro staying alive again in this at-bat. He's keeping it going.
And staying alive, but he also had to get a little dirty as that one was coming at the coconut there.
2-2, upstairs, ball 3. And one rule of thumb I think you would confirm for baseball, dirty uniforms are encouraged.
Yes, I always got dirty. In fact, I got a couple of holes in my baseball pants in my day. Runners are going to be in motion. You got the merry-go-round around.
Payoff pitch, outside, ball 4. So second walk issued in the inning for DeLawrence. And taking a look at the walk total as a team,
In the batter's box.
that's going to be the 6th walk issued by Jamestown. Or I beg your pardon, it's going to be the 7th. We've seen 13 walks combined between the two teams. So bases are loaded here with 2 outs. Next pitch called a ball. And this is a critical point here. DeLawrence cannot afford to walk a batter.
No, he cannot, because that will tie this game up, and this game will spiral out of control as he gets ball 2, a 2-0 count.
If you're Geneva, though, if you're able to get a run to force in by a walk, the momentum is going to shift their way. Because the bases would still be loaded, but that's a couple of ifs that we'll have to wait for. 2-0 pitch. Outside and upstairs, ball 3.
That's not looking good for DeLawrence.
Just throw it in the strike zone. Even if they swing at it, you want it to at least be 3-1.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Next pitch on the way. Upstairs, ball 4. And that walk's going to drive in the tying run. Second straight walk issued by DeLawrence, his 3rd one of the inning. And that walk could not have come at a worse time.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do as Powell is making his way to the mound, making a mound visit. You got the better angle on the Tarp Skunks
Ayers.
bullpen. He's coming in.
Andrew Ayers, he was warming up. Honestly, unless he wasn't ready, I wonder if maybe they would have put him in a batter ago, but maybe he wasn't quite ready yet. But I think this is the right move. And plus, Ayers, he has gotten it done out of the bullpen for the Skunks this year. I'd say out of the setup guys and relievers, he is the ace of that.
Oh, he is, yes. And with the stat line that he has, I would never trust anyone else in that bullpen squad, at least in a situation like this with a tie game, bases loaded.
Yeah, and credit Begain with an RBI. Again, Ayers, he leads the team with 20 strikeouts. Again, when you lead the team in strikeouts as a reliever, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, that's how many innings has he pitched?
20 and a third in 8 appearances. This will be his 9th of the year. He was tied with Evan Burdo with 8 games pitched, but now with this appearance, Ayers will be the top dog with 9.
He's got 20 strikeouts in 20 innings, so that's a strikeout every inning or so.
Roughly. And honestly, this would be the best time.
If you want to run the bases after the game, meet in the picnic area.
So it's going to be Nate Milk that's coming up to bat. He has walked and popped out in his 2 appearances, so 0 for 1.
Meet in the picnic area after the 9th inning.
And like the songs that we like to play, we are getting the party started.
By Pink.
And
Makes me feel old.
yeah, it makes me feel old too, I'll tell you that.
Well, I got about a decade over you.
Well, you don't have to say that.
Well, hey, take it as a comment. It makes you feel young. But again, though, Nate Milk is coming up to bat, the center fielder. A base hit by Geneva would give them the lead for the first time in this game. Again, they're in last place. They're looking to get a run going, but Jamestown, they've been in a bit of a slump themselves. They've lost back-to-back games. They have lost 3 of their last 5. They've slipped down to 3rd in the West. This is where you need to rally the troops and rebuild a good run. You don't want to fall apart at the seams.
And from what we talked about earlier, they are 3.5 games behind, it looks like.
Yes, and Batavia is the team in first.
But if the season were to end today, the Tarp Skunks would be in the playoffs. The top 4 teams make it to the playoffs at the end of the season.
And with Batavia in first, guess who Jamestown plays tomorrow? Batavia. As this one's popped up, and Guggen's under it, and he will make the catch, so they are able to stop the bleeding. However, Geneva does tie the game after 6.5 innings. Score now tied at 1, and Max, again, over to you.
Hey, thank you very much. I'd like to remind you guys that support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you in part by the Chautauqua Institution. Chautauqua Institution, a community on the shores of Chautauqua Lake that comes alive each summer with a unique mix of fine and performing arts, including theater and musical entertainment, along with lectures, interfaith worship and programs, and recreational activities. The 2023 season includes Natalie Merchant, Diana Ross, Patty LaBelle, The Revivalists, The Band of Horses, Straight No Chaser, Trombone Shorty, Mavis Staples, and more. The Chautauqua Institution. For more information, call 1-800-836-7287 or visit discover.chq.org. Norm, back to you.
Max, as always, thank you very much, and great to be able to do another broadcast with you again as score tie here 1-1, and it's going to be a new pitcher on the mound for Geneva. And you did mention earlier, once I get my Geneva roster, it was Griffin Snyder that was warming up, and indeed it will be him on the bullpen, or on the mound from the bullpen. And he's another local guy. He's from Cheektowaga and goes to Hobart College. Oh, I know it's 37. I beg your pardon. Griffin White. And he's 6'5", so a tall relief pitcher. He's a southpaw that goes to Wagner College, and he's from Delaware, Ohio.
Yeah. He has pitched in 5 games so far. All of them were reliefs. He's pitched 6 innings so far, allowing 6 hits and 4 earned runs with 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. And he has, for anyone, including my dad, who has pretty good math abilities, he probably figured this out by now, a 6 ERA.
Well, I told you before when you corrected me with the decimal stuff one time, I was never really good at math when I was a kid.
I could say that I was, but that's a lie.
Well, I'm sure your dad's still proud of you either way.
Yeah, I'm sure. I hope so.
Don't sell yourself short.
And I am a big fan of all the music that we're playing today.
Don't get me wrong, Sweet Caroline's a good song, but it does get overplayed.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's baseball season. It's supposed to get overplayed, you know?
Well, we're in New York, though, not Boston.
Yeah, but, like, it's still supposed to be overplayed.
Well, the batting order is going to be Alstrom, me, and Guggens that are due up. And the Skunks need to respond here. They gave up a tying run on a walk with the bases loaded, and Bagain was credited with the RBI. Alstrom's 0 for 1. He has walked and struck out. And here is the first pitch of the game, and this appearance is outside for ball 1. And again, the new pitcher is Griffin White.
And Alstrom struck out looking in his last at-bat.
1-0 pitch, outside 2-0.
And the unfortunate thing is he struck out looking with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So couldn't drive in that second run, which now would have been would have held on to the lead.
2-0 pitch, that's low, ball 3.
3 straight balls for White to start off this outing. Not exactly ideal.
3-0 delivery coming up for White. That one's low, ball 4, so second time Alstrom's been walked, and this one a 4 pitcher. And the Skunks have a good start as Grady Me, who's 0 for 3, comes up to bat. Man, that rhyme, I'm sure it's something Dr. Seuss wouldn't have come up with.
Yeah. 0 for 3 so far for me, and all 3 of them are, what do you call it?
Two flyouts and a pop-out.
Push-up worthy Willie Mays hits, you know. Balls that were in the air. Didn't want those, right?
Well, I don't think that me would be 0-20 push-ups, but Kieran Gagnon is the pinch runner now for Alstrom. Next pitch was upstairs for a ball, and taking a look at Gagnon's numbers, he is from Toronto, Canada, north of the border, and so far this season, base running wise, he does have 8 steals on the year. I wonder if he'll take off in the next pitch or two. It's tied 1-1. Why not? Next pitch outside, ball 2.
And for anyone counting, that is 6 straight balls to start off this outing, and
you have to throw a strike.
You got to throw a strike, but as a good catcher he is, Big Ain is coming out to speak with him just to kind of calm his nerves. I don't know. He might be calming his nerves, or he might be yelling at him. I don't know what catchers say to pitchers anymore.
He's got a good lead off the bag. 2-0 pitch. Finally a strike for White. Count 2-1.
The unfortunate thing is I'm not sure if that was a strike.
Well, I'm sure he'll take it.
Outside, but yeah, if I were White, I'd take it.
Gagnon playing a little tightrope on the base pass. He's taking off. Pitch outside. Here's a throw. Not in time. And for Gagnon, steal number 9 on the year. Put some gravy on his fries for some of that poutine. So again, steal number 9 on the year for Gagnon. Puts him in scoring position. 3-1 count. Nobody out. White checks on him at second. Here's the 3-1. That one outside corner. Count goes full.
Full count runner on second. If you're on the mound, you don't exactly have to attack him. You got a base open. You can put him on first and you get the double play possibility, but, you know, obviously a strikeout is a lot better than a walk. So.
Well, here's the payoff by White. Outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by White to start the inning. And now it'll be Tommy Googans up the bat.
Yeah, it is a walk parade today, so
15 walks combined.
And already 2 batters in, and we have a mound visit.
Yeah, there have been 15 walks combined. There have been 8 by Geneva pitchers and 7 by Jamestown. Again, we might as well turn the ballpark into a movie theater. Take those admit 1 passes and maybe watch the 3rd Guardians of the Galaxy film.
Well, we got a messenger going out to the Geneva bullpen.
While we hear the theme to Law and Order.
We got someone who's stepping up to warm up, and
looks like 19.
Well, I got the binos, and I say 19.
And number 19 warming up, it's going to be L.J. Wolf. He's another southpaw that goes to the same school as White, Wagner College, and he is 6 feet even.
And I was going to say, that mound visit seemed a little bit longer than the ones that they allowed Bazille to have. It almost seemed like as soon as Powell made his way to the mound, the umpire was like, get back to your dugout. But that one, we had enough time to talk about life and love and everything, Norm. And wonder what they were talking about.
Maybe life and baseball.
Yeah. Well.
And it's Scolaro playing tight, anticipating a possible bunt by Googans. I'd say hit one down the first base line fair. Next pitch, outside corner, strike 1.
I was gonna say, I don't think I could ever play that tight without knowing for a fact that he's bunting.
I'd at least be like a quarter of an inch at the dirt, if that was me. But that's just an opinion. 0-1 pitch coming up for White. Runners on first and second. Runners going. And it's a pickoff. Oh, it's a bad throw! Gagnon's going to head home, and he's going to be safe. Me heading over to third and give Gagnon the deed to the CN Tower. He scores the go-ahead run off of a wild throw to third, and that's going to be 2-1, and charge an error to the Red Wings on that one. So a little bit of Annie gets your gun. Anything the Red Wings can do, the Skunks show they can do one better.
And I'm surprised that they didn't call a balk there.
Even so, Jamestown gets a go-ahead run. They'll take it. Critical throwing error there, and I believe that was by White, so that should be an E1.
Got the infield in, trying to cut down the run at the plate.
Here's the pitch, and that's low and outside, ball one. It appeared Gagnon was going to be a dead duck, but a bad throw, and it turns the ugly duckling into a beautiful swan. Next pitch called a strike, making the count 1-2. Grady Meade could be a critical insurance run. Even a sac fly in the outfield, just drive me home. That's the job. 1-2 pitch coming, nobody out, and Googans fouls it off. So he will get to see another pitch, and the battle continues. 10 paces already executed. Now cue the theme to the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And now you got the 1,000-yard stare, just staring into each other's soul, wondering what the next move White's going to play in this chess match.
Well, here's the pitch upstairs, ball two. Infield playing tight, and again, there's those open pockets in the outfield. Even if it's just a blooper, if it drops out there, me can score.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the outfield is playing this completely correctly. They're playing no doubles.
They're playing real deep.
The infield's playing shallow.
Googans pops it up. Looks like he'll still be in play. And Scalaro makes the catch, but it's just the first out. Now it'll be Zach Kent. Da-da-da! Superman!
Well done, for your Jamestown Tarp Skunks, the center fielder from Wagner, number 39, Zach Kent.
And now you got 2 outs to play with if you're the Tarp Skunks. You got 2 outs to drive in 1 runner. But now that you have the lead, you can play a lot more conservatively, a little bit more station to station.
Again, the goal, just drive home me. And Kent's going to bunt. Me's heading home. Throw over to the catcher, and he's safe. Not in time. Foot gets to the plate just a nanosecond before Begane can get the tag. Give Kent a bunt single, second one the team's had today, and a critical insurance run right there for Jamestown. 3-1 now the score, and Kent the runner at first. Again, no telephone booth required, and he doesn't need Lois Lane. He just needs to drive Grady Meade home. Mission accomplished. He's on first. Kernodle up to the bat. Again, a huge insurance run the way this pitching duel has been.
I haven't seen a safety squeeze executed that perfectly in a while.
Next pitch by White upstairs, ball one.
And for those of you at home who don't know, a safety squeeze is when you bunt with a runner on third. A suicide squeeze is when you bunt with a runner on third and they are stealing home as there's another steal, and he is there at second base.
So Zach Kent with the steal, showing he's faster than the speeding bullet. And for Zach Kent, that is going to be steal number 14, and he's now officially the team leader in steals. So he's now in scoring position with just 1 out. White checks on him at second. Checks again. Here's the 2-0. Right down Broadway. Strike one.
Got a 2-1 count now.
Skunks again. The cardiac Skunks at work, getting it done in the later innings. I wonder if the fans are trying to say if that was a balk or not, but even so, Kent is in scoring position at second, just 1 out. Kernodle at bat. He's got the only 2 home runs for the team so far. Here's the 2-1. Upstairs, ball 3. And again, L.J. Wolf is warming up in the bullpen for Geneva. Count 3-1 here. It's the green light for Kernodle. White checking the runner at second. Here's the pitch. And got a good lick, but it goes foul. It was in fair territory, then it veered over to the foul end. Count goes full. Full count, 1 out. Shades of the final countdown. 3-2-1 on the board. Checking Kent at second. Payoff pitch. Runner's going. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Kent's going to steal third. So second steal for Kent gives him 15 on the year. And now it will be Luke Fuller coming up the right fielder, but looked like McGain may have taken the bat to the bare hand. All we can do is just hope that he's okay.
And they're going to send Kent back because of the interference.
Even so, he'll still be in scoring position regardless, so the steal is going to be erased for that one to third, but he'll still be in scoring position at second as Luke Fuller is due up. So far, Fuller, he's 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded out, but he's also been hit by a pitch.
I'm wondering if Begane is going to stay in this game. It looks like he's getting pretty shaken up. So,
well, taking a look at the roster, they do have 2 backup catchers, Brennan Staubley, and Swidler's also a catcher, even though he's right now on the roster as the DH.
Well, you only need one hand to swing a bat, right?
Rob Schneider did it.
So they very well could just switch their positions, and I think that would probably be the smartest idea, especially.
Looks like it is going to be a change.
Yeah, if you like Begane in the lineup.
We'll see what they're going to do here again. Swidler's one of the other catchers, and so is Brennan Staubley. But it looks like he's going to be all right, which is always a good sign.
Oh yeah, that is always a good sign. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, in any sport, injuries do happen. You assume that risk when you join team sports, whether it be pee-wee, high school, college, even pros.
Yeah, I mean, injuries will always happen to everyone, so.
While we wait for the substitution to come in, Max, how about another one of the underwriting reads while we wait?
Sure, how about that? I'd like to remind you guys that support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you in part by Reg Lene Center for the Arts, the official license holder of WRFA Radio. Reg Lene Center for the Arts is located in the heart of downtown Jamestown at 106 East 3rd Street. It offers comprehensive programming that inspires, educates, and empowers our community. Reg Lene also offers rental of its facilities to the public, providing spaces for 12 to 1,200 guests. The popular Movies at the Reg offers a safe and comfortable environment for patrons to watch a wide variety of films, with food and beverages also available. For more information, visit reglene.com or call 716-664-2465. And it looks like they might be taking I think they got a catcher from the bullpen out there to dress, from what I saw.
Maybe one of them duels as a catcher. Unless it's maybe just for warm-up pitches. Or no, looks like it's going to be, we'll take a look at the jersey number. Once we see it, we'll let you know. And
well, he's wearing a.
Looks like it is Swidler.
Yeah, I think so. I saw him catching in the bullpen earlier.
Again, though, Begane was able, he took a bat to the hand, but he was able to walk on his own power. Again, we can only hope that's not a break or a fracture and just a bruise, something minor. But again, it will be Swidler, who was the DH this game. He'll be behind the plate, and he'll take some warm-up pitches from Griffin White. But the Skunks have gotten 2 runs here in the bottom of the 7th, make the score 3-1.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Kent was sent back to second base. I don't know if that was really an interference, and it wasn't the umpire who told him to go back, or it wasn't the home plate umpire who told him to go back. It was the field umpire. So I'm not sure if that was really his call to make. Unfortunately for Kent, but it is a judgment call, so can't be like too upset with him, but I don't think it was his judgment to make.
So Fuller's got a chance to make this a 3-run lead here for Jamestown. White looking to stop the bleeding here. Next pitch on the way. Inside, ball 1. Again, Fuller, he's 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded out. He's also been hit by a pitch.
Yeah, he got plunked on that elbow, and it seemed to at least me that he actually leaned into it. It might have been in the zone, so but he got the hit by pitch anyways.
Do what you got to do. 1-0. That one hits him for sure. Second time he's been plunked. Might as well get him a can of baked beans because that's the second time he's been beaned. And now it'll be Frahella, who is 1 for 3 with a single. And it was a bunt base hit, 1 of 2 by the team.
Well, yeah, that one definitely hit him right in the back, and that probably hurt a little bit more than the getting hit in the elbow with that extra padding that they got.
So runners on first and second, Fuller on first and Kent at second. Next pitch on the way, inside, ball 1.
And our papers are flying all over in the press booth.
It was weather forecast saying it was going to allegedly rain, but it is cloudy. But thankfully, we've gotten some good chunks of skunk baseball. First of back-to-back games here at home for the team. Again, the one tomorrow against Batavia. Next pitch outside, 2-0.
Yeah, as you said, we got the clouds, we got the wind, but no meatballs and no rain. So I guess it was just a chance of meatballs, you know?
Might as well just settle for the pasta. That's what Cronoldo's for with those noodles. 2-0 pitch coming by White. Double steals on, and it goes to the backstop. And both runners advance 90 feet, and the count goes 3-0. The pitching, which was looking good from the start for Geneva, it's now starting to turn into a Category 4 or 5 hurricane.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad. It looks like they're having a couple of pitchers just stretching, not really tossing though.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a domino effect here. Pappas had the bases loaded, but Tully was able to allow just the 1 run that was charged to Pappas. And then after that, had a couple shutout innings. Next pitch is in the zone for a strike, making it a 3-1 count.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've pitched one of these games before where it's like no matter who was on the mound, it didn't go well, you know, as this pitch is grounded down to third base, and it's going to throw on to Scalero for the third out to finally end this inning for the Geneva Red Wings.
Even so, though, Max, 2 runs on the board for Jamestown, and they're back in the lead 3-1. Top of the 8th coming up next. Do stick around on WRFA.
The Jamestown Tarp Skunks will return to the airwaves on WRFA-LP for a 3rd straight season in 2023. All Tarp Skunks home games are being broadcast right here on 107.9 FM, as well as streaming worldwide at the station's website, WRFALP.com. In addition, the Tarp Skunks will provide the in-game broadcast for all home games on their YouTube channel, Video Stream. Our 2023 coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is made possible through funding from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Chautauqua Institution, and Schultz Auto Group. For a complete broadcast schedule, visit the Tarp Skunks page on the WRFA website or check out our event schedule on Facebook. You're listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball right here on WRFA-LP 107.9 FM in Jamestown.
Top of the 8th about to start here with the Skunks ahead 3-1. And how that happened, one runs the go-ahead run by Gagnon, pinch ran for Ahlstrom. He got home on a throwing error by White, and then Kent drove in an RBI off of a base hit, and Ayers, he'll be eligible for the win should this lead hold up for the Skunks.
Yeah, he will. And with only 2 more innings to go, I can't say that I don't believe in him. I believe in him, and I think he can do it.
Batters up are Loyal, Herring Jackson, and Can. So 10-1-2. And Loyal in his 2 at-bats, he has flown out and walked.
In the batter's box for the Red Wings, the shortstop, number 5, Cooper Loyal.
So Ayers looking for another solid inning. He came in actually back in the top of the 7th after DeLawrence gave up the tying run at the time, which was a bases loaded walk, which was to Begain, coincidentally, who left the game back in the bottom half of the 7th. Next pitch called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
And leaning in for a sign here. Trying to figure out what to go for.
Looks like he's got it, though. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. So Ayers ahead in the count, 0-2. Looking to add another strikeout to his leading total for the team. Next pitch outside, 1-2.
Looked pretty good to me, but, you know.
But Ayers is still ahead in the count. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Give Ayers a blackjack. 21 strikeouts on the year.
21 strikeouts, 21 innings pitched with that.
So now it'll be Herring Jackson. He's gotten on base he's been walked, and he was able to advance to second on an E1, but he's also been in the fielder's choice and a fly out the right. Ayers' his next pitch. This one going over to right field, but right to Fuller for a 1 pitch, 1 out number 2. And Dylan Can, he's 0 for 3, a ground out, a fly out, and in his last at-bat, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play.
Gotta say, Ayers is just coming out firing after coming into the game.
Ayers' next pitch. Skips in the dirt, but a nice catch by Middleman off the bounce, ball 1. Ayers does get the sign. 1-0 pitch. Inside again, deja vu right there. Another catch off the pogo bounce by Middleman. Counts 2-0.
Yeah, a couple of rushback pitches there, a little bit inside, a little bit low, trying to, if this was UFC, he's going for the leg. He's sweeping the leg. And, that's the Karate Kid.
The Crow. Count 2-0 here, though, for Ayers. Next pitch on the way. This one foul, but it's going to go to the vicinity of the Red Wing bullpen and hits off the top of the 10. So count 2-1.
And I don't know if you saw it, but one of the bullpen.
I did.
Yeah, they were trying to go for it, Almost ran into the tent.
So count here 2-1. It does remain with 2 outs. Next pitch on the way. Outside, 3-1. Eppinger is on deck should he get on base in his last at-bat. He got the only hit of the game so far for Geneva.
And then he made his way around to second base, but then got out at third.
Upstairs, ball 4. So Eppinger will come up to bat.
And that will be Ayers' first batter allowed on base in his short outing today.
So Ebinger come up into the box again. He's got the only hit of the game for Geneva. Here's the next pitch by Ayers. Fouled off, strike one.
Got the 0-1 count. That's all that's important right now if you are Ayers.
Gets a sign again, checking the runner at first. Here's the 0-1. Outside corner, strike two.
All right. One strike away from getting out.
Ayers has gotten it done throughout the season, and he's looking to keep it going. So far, he's been his usual self. The phenomenon. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Count stays 0-2.
Yeah, that ball was slapped. Foul. Very good hand-eye coordination to put the bat on that ball because it was a little bit outside and high and away.
So count still 0-2. Next pitch, it's going to be a chopper over to second, and he'll tag the bag for the third out. So 7.5 complete here at Diethrick. Jamestown with a chance to add an insurance run or two with the score 3-1 in their favor. Once again, Max, over to you.
Thank you very much, Norm. I'd like to remind you guys that support for WRFA Radio is brought to you in part by listeners like you. WRFA is a non-commercial, non-profit community radio station. Anyone who wants to make a donation of any amount can do so simply by clicking the donate button located on the menu bar of our website, WRFALP.com. It's fast and easy. Checks of any amount can also be made out to WRFA Radio and mailed to the radio station at 116 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York, 14701. Local businesses are also encouraged to make an underwriting contribution to WRFA. To learn more about becoming a station underwriter, email WRFA@redsrenee.com. If you enjoy this program, please consider making a donation or underwriting contribution today. Your support is greatly appreciated. Low power to the people, right on.
And with that, we got another pitcher in the bullpen that's coming in. We call it the bullpen. L.J. Wolf, number 19. And like Griffin White, he goes to Wagner College, and he's from Abington, Pennsylvania. And he's a southpaw freshman. Batters due up are Hauk, Wallace, and Middleman.
He's got a weird arm action that I can see from here. I don't know how to explain it. He's kind of snapping inside. It's almost like he wants everything to cut away from a right-handed batter, which is good. That's more or less how you want it. But like it looks like all he throws is two seams and sinkers, and that works. But not sure if I've ever seen someone with an arm action like that ever before.
There are some pitchers that have some unusual stances and pitching forms. That guy, Chad Greenawalt from the Rays, he goes like near the dirt on his submarine style when he was pitching. One guy that's similar to LJ Wolf's style, I would think, from the way his arm's going. You remember the pitcher for the Cardinals, Randy Choate?
Yeah.
I would say kind of similar to that.
Or the guy that from Moneyball. What's his name? The pitcher that was submarine. That's the only reason why people didn't like him. Chad something.
I'll look into it.
All right.
But Colin Hauk is up to bat, and he has flown out and struck out twice in his 3 appearances, so he's looking to get a base hit.
To start the bottom of the 8th, all they're trying to do is extend their lead, find a patch of grass, and get there.
Next pitch, the first one by Wolf, is on the outside corner for strike one.
Unfortunately, dangerously close for Hauk to get a elusive hat trick, but he corkscrews it into the air, and it's going to drop, and it's going to bounce
base
in a
hit!
bad way, and it is a base hit for Hauk.
You'll take it any way you can.
Especially if you're 0 for 3, anything to make that a 1 for 4, you'll take.
1 for 4 beats 0 for 4. So the Skunks have a chance to get the insurance run. So Aiden Wallace is coming up to bat. 0 for 1, popped the first, and he's also walked twice.
Got a bit of a heavy lead, especially for a first baseman.
Next pitch, outside corner, strike 1.
It looked like he broke out the slide step here today, and not something you see that much in this league.
0-1 count here. Houck's got a decent lead off the bag. This is a grounder over to second. This could be 2, 4, 6. Oh, bad throw. Hits off of the glove of Scolaro. So that should be ruled an E6. The throw was a tad on the wide side.
It wouldn't be an E6, but because they got an out, it's just a fielder's choice.
It's very true, very true. So we got a pinch hitter coming. It's going to be Henry Juwan.
Hitting for your Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Catcher, number 17, Henry Juwan out of Williams College.
Juwan looking to make the Red Wings go. Geronimo.
University number 13, Paul Catalano.
And we got a pinch runner as well. It's going to be Paul Catalano coming into pinch run here. Next pitch on the way. Fouled off, strike 1. And Catalano, his playing time has increased quite a bit over the last few weeks. Steals-wise, he has 3. Next pitch is swung on and missed for a strike, making it 0-2.
Last thing you want to do if you're a pinch hitter is strike out on 3 straight pitches. So look for him to make a little bit of contact.
So count here, 0-2. Catalano, again, the pinch runner. He's on first. 0-2 count, 1 out. That one low, ball 1. Wolf getting the sign. He's ahead in the count, 1-2. Here comes the next pitch. That one in the dirt. Count goes even.
Counts even at 2-2. Runner on first. You might see him in motion now, especially if they brought him in as a pinch runner. So
count here 2-2 with 1 out. I wonder if they're going to have Catalano take off here. Checks him. Next pitch. That goes over to left. Base hit. So a pinch hit single for Henry Juwan. And indeed, he makes the Red Wings go. Geronimo on that grounder to left.
And still no action in the Geneva bullpen. So it looks like they're just going to stick with what they got here.
Yep, and with that, Kieran Gagnon, who pinch ran the 7th inning, he's going to get his first at-bat of the game. And taking a look here so far this season for him, batting .273, 9 hits and 33 at-bats with 5 RBIs. And I figured out the pitcher you were trying to think of from Moneyball. Chad Bradford?
Yeah, that's him. That would be him.
So Gagnon, his first at-bat of the game. Again, he pinch ran back in the 7th, scored the go-ahead run on a throwing error by White. Just 1 out on the board, and insurance runs are very important in situations like these. 2-run lead, not a big one by any means. Here's the next pitch by Wolf, outside, ball 1. So runners on first and second with 1 out. Next pitch by Wolf. This one looks like it's going to drop in the shallow center, and it will. It's going to be a base hit. Catalano's going to get sent home, and a misplay on the ball by Milk. And Juwan heads over to third. Catalano scores. A big insurance run there by Jamestown. The Cardiac Skunks at work again. 4-1 now the score, and with just one out, Catalano at third. And now it will be back to the top of the order with Grady Mee, the greedy man of the Skunks.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, Gagnon has a very, very respectable 273 batting average, and now that number just got a little bit higher.
And also added an RBI to his total, too. Gagnon on first, Catalano on third. Runner's going to go. Here comes a throw over to second, and it's not going to be in time. Second steal of the game for Gagnon. Put him in double figures with 10. And how about a little bacon on the poutine while sitting on top of the CN Tower enjoying the view? The limited action he's had in this game because he got it off, making it count. RBI single, 2 stolen bases, and just a little over an inning played. What more could he ask for? 0-1 pitch is low, 1-1.
And it looks like infield is playing in, despite being down by 3. I mean, honestly, once you get past 2 runs, then I think it's more important to get an out than to allow another run.
Juwan at third, Gagnon at second. Here's the pitch, outside, ball 2, 2-1 count. So again, count 2-1, just 1 out. 2 runners on, 1 on second and third. Next pitch, and Mee went around, strike 2.
All that White wants to do is just get 1 out here.
Even a run for an out. Next pitch, fouled off, so Mee will continue the at-bat. So count still 2-2 here with just 1 out. 2 runners in scoring position. Next pitch by Wolf. This one foul, but it looks like it'll go out of play, and it will to the bleachers in right. So Grady Mee making Wolf work here.
Nice little battle he's got himself in.
2-2 count again, still after back-to-back fouls by Mee. With 2 E's and not 1. Here's the next pitch. Fouled off again. So Mee staying alive again. Gets back into the box. Looking for his first hit of the game. His last at-bat, he was walked and scored a run. But he's also looking for his first hit as he's 0 for 3.
Yeah, these are the at-bats that are the best to watch, as it's now a 3-2 count. The batter that has something to prove and the pitcher that just wants to get out of the inning. And a long, long fight.
Yes, indeed. Full count, 1 out. Payoff pitch coming for LJ Wolf. It's on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So now it will be Tommy Googans coming up to bat. So far, Googans, he is also 0 for 3. He has flown out, popped out. He has gotten on base twice, though. Once on a fielder's choice and once on a walk. Wolf looking to avoid further damage. Next pitch on the way. Inside corner, strike 1.
Wolf just trying so hard to get out of this inning. Good job getting that first strike there.
Wolf's next pitch, low and outside, ball 1.
And on the contrary, Guggen's doing whatever he can to keep this inning going, keeping everything rolling. He's going to try and knock in 2 runs here.
Get it however you can. Wolf's next pitch on the 1-1. That hits the heart of the plate. Count goes 1-2. Wolf was waiting for a moment for the right pitch. He's got the one he wants. 1-2 delivery. And that's going to drop into left field. Base hit. And Juwan scores. Gagnon being sent home. He's safe. Guggens, come get your hotcakes. Not 1 run scored on that, but 2. 3 runs in the 8th, 5 in 2 innings. 6-1 now the score. And now it will be Superman. Zach Kent up the bat. Last at bat, he had an RBI single and also had a stolen base.
It was a great hit there by Guggens, just lining it into the outfield, just trying so hard to keep it down and just long enough and just soft enough to drive in 2 runs.
Next pitch, outside corner, strike 1. 6 runs on 8 hits and just 1 error for Jamestown, while for Geneva, it's a triple stick. 1, 1, and 1. Just like the first track in Abbey Road, 1 and 1, and 1 is 3. Next pitch, some off speed there, but outside, 2 and 1.
That had some movement. That had some break on that off speed, too.
Or I beg your pardon, it's 1 and 1. My apologies. Guggens, he got a decent lead off of first. He's taking off. Here's the pitch. And it's going to go right back to the pitcher for the final out of the inning. However, the Skunks do damage with 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th. And Jamestown fans, I know you can dig it. Top of the 9th coming up next after this on WRFA.
Calling all parents of creative kids. Infinity Visual and Performing Arts is hosting a cultural world tour camp for kids ages 8 through 12. Camp will be held from August 7th through the 10th from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. Students will explore the world as they learn about the music, art, dance, theater, and culture of a variety of countries and geographic locales. Space is limited, so for more information, visit Infinity online at infinityperformingarts.org.
You're listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks Baseball, right here on WRFA-LP 107.9 FM in Jamestown.
Skunks fans, we've officially hit the top of the 9th inning. 3 runs scored in the bottom of the 8th by Jamestown. In the last 2 innings, they've tabbed 5, which was a 1-1 tie after 6.5. The Skunks respond with 5 runs, and they're ahead 6-1. And Ayers will look to slam the door, and should it hold up, he will be tabbed with his 3rd win of the season. But the batters up, though, for Geneva, they're going to be Swidler, Knight, and Gelpy.
Yes, and not only will that happen, but looking through it, I think Tully would be getting the loss for the Red Wings. I think. I don't remember when all the runs were scored.
I believe it would be Griffin White.
It might, yeah, I think, yeah. One of the two.
But Swidler is up the bat, and he's 0 for 1 with a ground out, but he has walked twice.
And he did score, too.
Ayers' next pitch on the way. This one's hit the deep left, and trying to chase under it is the left fielder there, but that ball's out of here. That one, Gondola, a solo home run by Ethan Swidler, but the good thing is for Jamestown, it's just a solo homer. It makes it 6-2. So it's just 1 run. You're still up by 4. Not the end of the world, but that's a big statement to start the top of the 9th. Not going down without a fight.
Yeah, that ball was smoked out there. That fastball up and in, and, you know, sometimes you first pitch, fastball up and in. Really good idea, but then Swidler, he likes the ambush tactic. Go, swinging 1-1 and just on the first pitch and just sent that thing as this pitch is outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Gagnon tried chasing it, but I don't even think he would have gotten that with a 39.5-foot pole. Even so, though, again, it's still a 4-run lead for Jamestown. Next pitch is swung on and missed to even the count 1-1. And it's Ryan Knight, I beg your pardon, it's going to be a pinch hitter that's up the bat, and it is number 38, Jason Shockley. He's from Greenwood, Delaware. He's a right-hander who goes to Rutgers. Next pitch chopped over to third, fielded cleanly by Kernodle. Throw to Hauk in time for the first out.
I got to say, I think Gagnon only chased after that one to make Ayers feel a little bit better about himself. You got some of the outfielders that just sit back and watch it fly, and then you got the others who actually jump for it at the wall. The outfielders that jump for it at the wall, they're the ones you want to have a dinner with,
So now it'll be Gelpy, the left fielder, and this one's hit the deep left. Gagnon trying to get under it, and he'll make the catch. That one had to be the wind. That was nearly 2 home runs in the left. But that's a long out number 2, and the Skunks 1 out away from getting back on the right track with a W.
Not going to lie, I thought I saw that gone. I thought I saw it over the wall, and I thought that was gone right off the bat.
So now it's going to be Dan Scolaro, the last gasp for Geneva. He's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts, 1 to center, 1 to right, and also got walked. First pitch was outside for a ball. But we've also hit the top of the hour, Skunks fans. You're listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks Baseball on WRFALP 107.9 FM in Jamestown, New York. 2 outs here, top of the 9th. Jamestown up 6-2. Next pitch hits the heart of the plate, evens the count, 1-1. Again, counts even here, 1-1. Next pitch by Ayers. High and outside, ball 2. Again, 2 outs in Ayers' favor. Getting the sign, looking to at least even the count, 2-1 pitch. That one skips to the dirt, ball 3. And should Scolaro get walked, it's going to be another guy going to come up the bat. It's Ricardo Reyna, a right-hander from Vassar College. So should Scolaro get on base, Reyna is on deck. It is the green light, though, 3-1. Next pitch by Ayers. And that's to the backstop, but nobody on base, and it'll be Reyna coming up the bat.
Yeah, that one was a bit of a just a bit outside moment there, but you know what? It's the same thing as if the ball just barely missed the plate, They're both just a ball.
From taking a look, though, at this scorecard I got, between the Jammers pitchers they've used, that's the 10th walk that's been issued by them. We've seen close to 20 combined. So it hasn't just been one team, it's been both.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Next pitch by Ayers is outside, ball 1. So taking a look, comparing to Geneva, they've got 7 walks, so we've seen 17. So 1-0 count, checking the runner at first. Next pitch on the way by Ayers, and that one upstairs, 2-0. Once again, though, they are back at home tomorrow. Jamestown will be hosting the Batavia Muck Dogs. First pitch at 6:30. It's going to be a stretch of 5 games in the span of 7 days. Next pitch outside, ball 3. The next 3 after those will be the 12th against Newark, 14th against Auburn, and the 15th, they'll be taking on an arch nemesis in the Niagara Power. So this is a tough stretch ahead for Jamestown.
It definitely is. This is some of the better players and better teams in this league as they finally get a strike, making a 3-1 count.
That's just what the doctor ordered. We've officially hit, though, 3 hours of playing time, roughly. But 3-1 count, 2 outs. Reno looking to keep the top of the ninth alive. Even if it's a walk, you take what you can get. Here's the 3-1. And that's inside, ball 4, back-to-back walks. That's now 11 walks for the Jamestown pitchers today. And runners on first and second, things getting a little interesting here. As now it will be Nate Milk, the center fielder.
It seems as though Ayers is not living down that home run.
You got to have a short memory.
Yeah, thick skin, short memory.
Ayers' next pitch, outside, ball 1. Milk's looking for his first hit of the game. He's popped out twice, but he has also walked. Runner's going to third. And it's a balk. Balk called on Ayers, so Reno will get the free base over to second. And the mistakes continuing to pile up here in the top of the ninth. Even though there's 2 outs in Jamestown's favor, you can't afford mistakes like that. Plus, you got 2 runners on. And also, Milk, he represents the tying run. Or no, the run to cut it to 1, excuse me.
I'm not sure what he called the balk on, but that's not good for the Tarp Skunks.
But again, the good news for Ayers is he does have 2 outs. 1-0 pitch on the way. This one fouled off, going over the top of the right field bleachers for strike 1.
And into Faulkner Street. You know, I never realized how scary it must be driving over there and seeing a baseball flying into the street.
1-1 pitch. This one goes over to right. Fuller under it. Or no, Catalano, excuse me. And he makes the catch, so wasn't a gorgeous top of the ninth, but Ayers does get his 3rd win of the season, and the Skunks back on the winning schneid. Walk away with a 6-2 victory, and again, they'll be at home tomorrow taking on the Batavia Muck Dogs. And my theory on this, Max, is simple. If they want to get a winning streak going, the main thing they got to do is they've got to cut down the walks. They walked 11 batters as a team. They've got to cut that down. If it's around that number again, they could be in trouble because Batavia, they are in first place in the West. And plus, with mistakes like that, if they have the chance to, and they're more than capable, you and I both know this, they're more than capable of taking advantage of those kinds of issues.
Yeah. Walks are a big problem that they've had, especially today. You know, that is way too many walks to issue out. But another issue is, yeah, they scored 6 runs, but all of those runs were on mistakes made by the fielders, and it almost seemed like they just got lucky today.
Yeah, sometimes luck and clutchness can be a cruel mistress.
Yeah.
It can turn the tide like that. But once again, final score, 6-2 Skunks win, and that's going to do it for today's broadcast of Jamestown Tarp Skunk Baseball on WRFA. Once more, the final score, your Skunks the victors over the Red Wings 6-2. Thank you to our studio engineer, Gavin Paternity, and for my broadcast partner, Max Pinjator, along with the man we can't ever forget, our station manager, executive producer, Jason Sample. This is Norm Rodriguez saying thank you for listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks Baseball on WRFA. We'll see you tomorrow as your Skunks take on the Muck Dogs.
Luckily, they're at home. How nice is it to play that many games in that? Oh, it's amazing. Every other road is so taxing. It's just going to be amazing. It's pretty awesome. So, thank you so much. Congratulations. Tarp Skunks win 6-2. Jeremy, back to you.
I'll call you KC.
See you tomorrow night for our game against Batavia.